Welcome everyone back to Wholesome Smite Tournament. It's just a tournament. That's all it is. Anyway, I'm Congruent Bob. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna do lots of make a lot of mistakes. I'm already making loads of mistakes on casting. And here with me is my incredibly talented sister. Say hi, Beth.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Beth and I'm nervous.
Look at us, we're in a state. What are we doing casting as
We're
well as
actually
Smite?
we're sweating on this, aren't we? Because I know 8 out of these 10 people, fairly well, and I'm really nervous because I want them all to win. I want them all to have fun. I want everybody to be the same level of excellent as each other and not out. But do you know what I mean? Like for me
Yeah.
personally, there's such a big stake in this match because I've got really strong connections to so many people playing, and also because we've got 3 players called Big Dirty Stunk, Big Dirty Stank, and Big Dirty Stanks.
I
So
know. I know.
so much could go wrong.
I'm not.
I'm booking it.
I'm not going to pretend their names with Big with Dutty. It's just Stunk, Stangs, and Stank for them. But the audience probably don't know what we're talking about. So let's introduce the teams. We have.
Yeah.
We've got Baroonies Merchies. We've got all our friends. For us, we're kind of going to be Baroonies Merchies secret fans for this, even though we're going to try and cast neutrally.
I'm impartial.
Okay, yeah, of course you
I'm
are.
impartial to this. My boyfriend's playing. One of my best friends is playing for that team. I'm impartial. GG everybody.
Yeah, and then we've got the Big Dutty Musketeers on Charlie's Angels. Carrick, who is a mod for the Facebook group, you should all probably recognise.
He's done so much. Yeah, he's done so much for the group, especially on Discord as well.
Oh yeah.
He's a huge part of the Wholesome community, an excellent Smite player, team captain for Charlie's Angels, and then I've got one of my best friends as captain for my boyfriend's team, and yeah, so.
Yeah.
We've got some come on angles in the chat already, repping the angles. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, in preparing this, I literally wrote out angles so many times. Every time you see angel, I originally wrote angle because I made that mistake many times over. But yeah, it's funny because the previous game the first game we cast, probably had overall more stakes, and people probably were more nervous for that first game because it was the very first one of the tournament, and also they played a friendly that was a crazy game before, so there's almost quite a lot on the line in it theoretically. But this one for us is so much more. For us, it's not a much bigger narrative because we know the people so much. But and
I'm gonna deal with it afterwards as well.
Yeah. Definitely, we know the characters and what they can be like. So yeah, let's see what we're going to maybe expect from the players. Let's have a look at Bruni's Merchies first. This is kind of actually this is slightly incomplete. I didn't quite finish at least Burn for Our Sins is expected gods, but at least from I didn't even have to go on Smite Guru to have a look at all the other gods for the other players because we play them so many times. We know what we're probably going to see from the rest of them. And I've also put a times 10 for Kepri for Dizzy Wisp because that's the number of stars he has.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got loads of stars on Kepri, Cerberus, a couple on Geb, and he can also play Cthulhu. Burn for Our Sins plays Thanatos, Kamazot, Erling Shen, Chuck. He can play Ratatoska. I think he can play Susanoo. He's a very experienced jungler, so that's going to be really exciting to see as well. Gengar, fantastic solo laner. Bryn, top lad as well. So expecting good things there. But I'm probably going to see a magical solo from Bryn in this game. But he can equally do quite well with a physical one. I think he just enjoys playing, the Bacchus and the Cerberus, etc. So that'd be quite interesting. Cameron Rojo, my boyfriend, playing Thoth, Zeus, Vulcan, Chonga, but he also absolutely loves Janus.
Janus, of course, that was the one. I swear there's one missing here.
Yeah, he's a mid main. he actually can play every mage, which is interesting. So it actually is quite like varied for Cameron. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Dizzy we spoke about, so we'll go on to Fizzle Manizzle. Yana, she is amazing with Skadi. Is an army as well. Artemis, she can play Nice, she can play Jing Wei. She's like a support carry main, so she can read the lane really, really well, which is interesting to be in a duo with her against her as well. Because she can read the lane a lot. But you also see when she's in support mode and she's like, "I'll body block you." It's like, "No, you're the squishy." So, but she's been practicing a lot as carry lately. So I'm really, really proud of how much she's improved, and I'm sure she's going to give us a great game this time as well.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds good. Let's have a look at the other team they're going to come up against. Charlie's Angels. I mean, that their name is default because they didn't give us a team name. Anyway, here's what we got to see. And
I
also,
named them because I know Charlie.
we can't exactly do this behind the scenes, but maybe worth saying. Let's get a queue going for the game, and I'll spectate. I'll begin the spectate queue, and then we'll talk
No
about these
worries,
guys
I'll
until the
give
next
them-
game starts.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So
if you want to
Perfect,
do that, and then I'll talk about the Charlie's Angels. At least we've
yeah,
played with
go for
Carrots
it,
a
and I'll
few.
be in touch with them.
Yeah, we've played with Carrots a few times. I actually don't remember playing with him in mid, so it should be really interesting to see how he copes in mid. I'm sure he's totally fine. Played a hell of a lot of the game. MVG the Night Fury initially actually was teaming with a few of Baroonies Merchies in the first iteration of the tournament. So maybe they know a little bit about her and how she can basically play any Guardian. So that should be an interesting matchup. And the Big
Yeah, she
Dutties.
works really well with Horus as well, so that'll be interesting to see. I don't know if she plays tech leads, but she is a very, very good and strong support MVG the Night Fury. So shout out to Amy because she's really, really a force to be reckoned with.
And I did I tried to look a little bit more at the stats for Big Dutty, Stank, and Stangs, and Big Dutty Stangs' stats is off the charts in comparison. 62% win rate in season 8. Played a bunch of King Arthur. Bologna just behind, and I mean apparently very experienced with Tyr as well. I think it's going to be a real showcase in solo lane. I'm really excited to see that.
It is going to be very, very interesting to see because we've heard so much of this Big Dutty Stanks, but we haven't seen it yet. So
yeah,
I'm ready for the Big Dutty revolution with all of these, particularly Big Dutty Stank in carry. Seems to be very experienced, and that is going to be interesting. But just to kind of move back from the three Big Dutties to Carrix, who, as you said, Josh is one of our other mods, usually playing other roles like jungle, but is quite good in mid. Scylla, Kukulkan, I think Discordia might be up there, so definitely knows how to do damage quickly, and also really good with obviously positioning, as you have to be with a jungler. So that's going to be really helpful to have an experience of another role behind his belt. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm really, really ready to see how this plays out.
lovely.
Predictions, I'm not sure. I've spoken to people about, who's you're gonna ban, and I don't know this, I might do this, I might play this, blah blah blah. It's going to be some very, very interesting but informed bans this match, and I think that what's important is they'll ban for the second match according in probably how well it goes within this match as well. So they might go, hey, I'm going to play Janice this game, and then if Janice does really, really well in this game, we'll ban him for the next game because we don't want to play against that. But then because these people are so versatile in so many of these different gods that they can play, then it's one of those things that you can't ban everybody.
yeah
Seeing the BDR gang is that Big Dutty Revolution gang.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I like it. Nobody expects the Big Dutty Inquisition.
Yeah, you've got Big Dutty stanked on. I'm not sure. It just sounds so. Yeah. Anyway.
Let's move on from that.
Swiftly onto the picks and bans.
Actually, I think what you were saying was a really good shout. Actually, I think Stunk will know all of Baroonies Merchies pretty well, and their god pool. So it should be and we can see that with the first ban being Skadi for them anyway.
Can you share the screen with me? Because I'm happy to
Oh,
watch
of
on
course,
Twitch.
I forgot to do that. What am I doing?
Mate, it'd be nice to watch before everybody else, boys.
Yeah.
There's the Pele ban. Oh, that's interesting because I don't think they were expecting that. When I spoke to them earlier, they said probably not going to ban Pele, might just focus on banning Tsukuyomi. So very interesting that they're going to ban Pele and Tyr as well. So
Yeah.
I really that's for me. Of course, the Kepri ban comes in. The 10-star Kepri cannot play in this match. So
Yeah. And we
wow,
see,
very
yeah.
effective bans.
Cameron opting for Baron, at least floating it. Oh, okay, yeah, Thoth. I was thinking he is really a big fan of Thoth recently, so yeah, interesting to see that he at least you know he thought Thoth was the top pick for his whole team. Maybe he just wants to. Maybe everyone's just like just pick her in the order, and we don't have to worry about switching gods. But yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like Thoth maybe I don't know. It's I just think it's a very interesting first pick. But yeah, Tsukuyomi for Stunk. I'm not surprised at all. Is probably a Tsukuyomi main as far as I'm concerned. And Neath for Fizzleman. I don't remember seeing very much Neath from Fizzleman. I don't know about you though.
I have seen her perfect her build today. She made me stand in as Cerberus with full protections while she tested out different things on training. As a best friend, I stood there and took it. But both a really strong pick for Cameron. Very confident with, obviously shooting through walls. It's kind of like with the Ra ult, but he can cancel it. However, Ra does have the healing, so that does work in his benefit. There's the KA pick from Big Daddy Stank following the Tyr ban. But I do think that Cerberus and Nice do work quite well together. Fairly, entry level, standard. We're going to get a god with a lot of CC, and we're going to get an ADC with an escape and some lifesteal and a line attack. Good. Global ult, really helpful for Neath. Thoth has also got that really long range kind of characteristic to his abilities. So I think that's both of the teams at the moment look really strong.
Yeah, I think
we're banning
so.
the Sobek.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. So maybe just the top picks for me those are the two top gods in the remaining roles for Charlie's Angels. But yeah, and also like Gengar Cerberus is a top pick for him at least. I mean, even in solo lane, even though he rocks it in support quite a lot. Ganesha, yeah, maybe this is kind of what we should have expected from MVG the Night Fury. And
great support potential for quite a variety of different carries, especially if they're particularly squishy at the early game. With his silence is very helpful. The run and the knock up is helpful. Obviously, the ult to isolate people for Tsukuyomi and King Arthur. If you can keep people in a box, it's easier for Ra to ult them too. So I think that's quite a complimentary pick there. Interesting to see the Fenrir and the Cerberus talk about beads burning. I mean, wow, that's going to be a strong combination. And the Geb pick from Dizzy West, meaning that Big Daddy Stanks, as he locks in Medusa, can't really rely on building crit, which is quite nice. You have to, think about that. Oh, Stanks and Stank. I mean, we wouldn't have commentated differently anyway. We're going to call you Medusa and King Arthur. Don't worry about that. But it means that Medusa is limited on the crit damage she can do to Geb due to his passive, which is absolutely fine. There's loads of different ways that you can be effective with that. So let's see. What do you think, Joel? What do you think is the most complementary team, in your opinion?
I overall I'm a bit more of a fan of Charlie's Angels' composition. Some really top picks for each of the roles. Ganesh and Medusa are about mid-tier characters in particular, but I think they're very comfortable with those gods, and the rest of the lineup are would probably be seen in top picks and bans in SPL, I'd say. And not to say that Baroonies Merchie's team isn't like that as well, but I think overall the god quality in terms of their potential doesn't quite reach the same heights as Charlie's Angels, in my opinion anyway.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you've got quite a lot of, I mean, they're very different junglers, Fenrir and Tsukuyomi. And you've also got Geb and Ganesha being quite different with their abilities as well. In terms of Geb does have kind of like a silence, but it's his ult, whereas Ganesha has one kind of on rotation. So it'll be interesting to do. Is everything all right?
Apologies, big blunder. I forgot to change my controller settings to keyboard before going in, and it would break the game if I go in with controller mode. So it's fine. We got this. We're just going to spectate and barely lose any seconds on the spectate.
Shout out to Monkey Boy in the comments saying ST rank 10s. Yes, you absolutely do. A lot of these gods will be rank 10s, a couple of them with stars. So I think it will make for incredibly interesting viewing within the game, because you know that these people are experienced with these gods, so it's going to come for a really tasty game. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen, because I know that Gengar and Big Daddy Stunk, aka Cerberus and Tsukuyomi, have said casually to each other, I'll see you in the solo jungle at 6 minutes into the game. So I don't know if they're gonna like have a jump party or if they're gonna fight each other. I mean, I hope they don't. I hope it's just like chilling, but you know.
Are they gonna meet without actually attacking? Turn around, walk 10 paces, and then start fighting.
He aims his pistol to the sky. Wait, no, I don't think it's going to be like a duel like that. I think it's more like I'm just going to come and say hello really quickly if you're there. But I honestly don't know. Knowing these two, it could be absolutely anything. They could just decide to like stay there for the rest of the game and be and ruin it, or they could have a fight to the death. Like, you know, we just don't know. We just don't know what they're going to decide to do. But they are really good friends actually, so it'll be quite interesting to see. Maybe they'll start a jump party. Maybe King Arthur will come in.
What are you guys doing? Sorry, we have to. I mean, I was hoping we could just press this spectate button and go straight into the game, but looks like we're just gonna have to rewatch all the picks and bans until.
Relive the thrill of it all.
Yeah, at least we've got. Oh, there we are. Spectate match, as I was hoping. Nice, cut short.
There we can see the rank 10s. Diamond Tsukuyomi, Diamond Medusa, Diamond Ganesha. I love that they're pulling out those skins. That's really cool. So we're in.
Lovely.
This is it. It's happening. All my friends are gonna have a big argument. I'm really excited to see these builds as well. I love seeing this side of the game, looking at the builds, looking at how they complement each other, maybe looking at how they complement the god in particular. 3 magical and 2 physical for Baroonies Merchies, and you've got 2 magical and 3 physical for Charlie's Angels. I genuinely think that physical gods have better items for them. They've got more versatile items for them. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how having a guardian in solo having a physical versus a magical in solo is going to match up. King Arthur extremely strong, Cerberus also extremely strong. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, the thing is, Arthur can go Bluestone the first item obviously, but then go straight into something like Genji's Guard really early, and that's just a bit brutal. Although that might be a bit delayed. Usually with King Arthur, at least most players who at least watch FinoK's videos like to go Tank Boots and then Stone of Gaia first few items. So you don't actually really specify the build that much early game, but it's very viable to go Genji's Guard straight after Boots against a magical.
I know you like to go Glad Shield, and I have seen quite a lot of people building Glad Shield, one of the first items, and I don't think that does give magical protections.
No, it doesn't. It's physical protection, and actually,
so it'll be interesting to see.
Because it scales off your protections, like it's better to go late game anyway. Because if you build it early, it's not as good as it is in the late game. You may as well just go for something that's stronger earlier, and then get Glad Shield later on. Not to say that it's not bad to get Glad Shield; it's a very good item even with the stats itself. But you're going to get more of the benefit out of it later on anyway. So you may as well build it late if you can go with some pretty good items instead.
Yeah, so we're probably going to see about a Genji's Guard or something very similar on King Arthur, because the passive is when you take magical damage, your cooldowns are reduced, and it does also give you CDR. It also gives you magical protection and some health as well. So it all around very strong item for anybody building against magical people. So that is actually quite a complimentary thing. But on Cerberus, I would have liked to have seen a starter item, maybe something like Vampiric Shroud on him, just to get that extra sustain early on, rather than going in with T2 boots, which only gives him movement speed and no actual damage or protection. So I'm hoping that he doesn't get himself into a tricky situation as he starts, but I don't think King Arthur's particularly strong right at the beginning when he's only level 2, so we'll just have to see how that happens there.
Well, he already won the lane and he's getting the totem for his team. It's probably because he did. Gengar skipped the starter item. To be fair, like there's nothing amazing for Serb to go early game. You can basically build a bunch of different things later on, and so many different things work with Cerberus. But against King Arthur, I think something pretty solid like Vamp Shout is even fine, because even though it doesn't scale very well late game, like you just want to be able to hold the solo lane while King Arthur
100%.
is gonna do a lot of damage to you. Although some would argue it's kind of a waste as well, because you can have some really good late game items if you don't go for Vamp Shroud. Really difficult choice.
Yeah, that is true. It is a difficult choice. It does mean he does get to rush the lifesteal boots, which just gives him 75 power, so it's not really to be shrugged off. South in mid lane, able to stay really far back because he does have his kind of general kit is very, very long distance, really, so that is a benefit to him while he does have the jungler in his area. We've seen that we might have a kill over here, but not quite enough. That is that was Dizzy Wisp chasing off MVG the Night Fury there. Get away from my carry.
Yeah, that was pretty close. I'm pretty impressed that Dizzy Wisp could get so much damage on him.
It seems that Cerberus might be in a little bit of trouble now. He seems to be fine. His health is kind of going down towards the yellow in solo lane, but he's backing off into tower, so we're just keeping an eye on that while we're rotating to duo. Just watching Gengar's health in the left corner, but it seems like he's staying kind of fairly close to the tower.
Yeah, like if the health bars are yellow but they're far away from their opposition, then I don't think they're going to die.
Yeah.
So looking at the minimap and the health bars. It's really hard though, like trying and catch everything in the game at once is a difficult one. But apart from the duo lane, actually, Charlie's Angels pressuring each tower fairly well. I mean, they almost got there in the duo lane, but no kills so far, which is actually, to be honest, I thought there would be a bit of a bloodbath early on.
They're playing it safe, you know. They're going, I want this win, you know, because I know how good my friends are, and you know, I know how good that these people are. You know, I've heard things about them, and I know that it means a lot to my friends, you know, at this match. So I'm gonna play it really safe, and I'm gonna get my items, and I'm gonna be, you know, really listen to my team, and you know, be safe basically. Nice dodge there from Thoth in the middle from Ra's line attack, as Tsukiyomi is seeming to be spending a lot of time in mid. I wonder if that's because Cameron and Charlie went to school together. We'll just see. Thoth might be struggling here with the clears. Clears not very strong first, kind of early in the game. If Fenrir is rotating around, maybe to help him get mid camp and just kind of spook them off a little bit.
Yeah. Vilma is opting to complete Ninja Tabai early on, which is pretty good going, I'd say. I mean, usually you'd want to get a stacking item
it's a strong start.
early on. But
sometimes you want to build like a T1 item before you build Ninja Tabai, but now she does have that extra 20 power, that extra attack speed online, extra mana online. You know, it is actually one of the best things that you can do if you need to back at that stage, is to try and get as much of that online as possible. So, you know, I'm sure that she'll build into power when she can, but now she's got the speed over everybody apart from King Arthur on the opposite team, so you know she can outrun them now basically. And Fenrir's got boots as well, so he can also outrun them if it is just a case of kind of speed, you know, running away or running toward early game. That can be incredibly helpful. That can be actually the difference between life and death, you know, at this stage of the game. So, you know, it's a tactic that they could choose. Just depends if they can land their abilities on them.
Oh, here we go.
Gengar in a little bit of trouble, but Cameron manages to secure first blood on Carrick's in the middle game. Gengar does look like he is struggling in the solo lane as he gets away just with, you know, maybe half a health point, but he does manage to get away. So very interesting there, sort of a battle for first bloods between mid and solo lane, but Gengar is staying in lane because he wants the XP. Really tough matchup at the moment, especially against Bluestone Arthur with reinforced graves. I mean, you know, there's not much you can do apart from just farm up a bit.
Yeah, he's so hard to kill at this stage in the game when you get tank boots that quickly. And also, he is going straight into a magical defense item, like either Genji's Guard or I actually can't remember the name of the other one, but it's another
Shogun's
viable item.
Kisori,
Shogun's
or only
no,
Hunter's Guard.
only Hunters. Yeah, definitely not Shoguns. It would be a poor
Yeah, I
choice
would only
for Arthur.
no, because they haven't got many attack speed gods. Actually, they don't have. They only have one attack speed god, and that's Medusa, and she'll build the attack speed. I don't think Ganesha will build Shogun's.
And Arthur doesn't even benefit that much from attack speed because his attack speed is fixed, and attack speed goes into his passive and increases his energy gain faster.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
See,
So,
I mean, Thoth can just hit so far in mid lane, and it's just, although he's clear and everything, it's not. He can't take a jungle camp by himself very early on in the game until he gets that power, but he can stay right back in his tower and say, yeah, that's fine. You can put pressure on me. You can gank my lane and you can sit in my lane, but I'm just gonna stay in my tower because I can and I can get those minions. So quite a tactical pick there. Not wanting to get involved with Charlie Tsukiyomi by being able to stay back in the towers is one way to do it. But Ra does have an incredibly strong clear and heal, so we'll just have to see if he can outpressure him really at this stage of the game. He has leveled over, even though, oh no, he's just leveled up to match him now. I was going to say, how did Carrick have more XP even though he's had the death? Probably because Charlie's helping him get those camps, helping him get those camps.
And also Cameron's had a bunch of minions get into tower, so he gets he gets reduced gold. I don't know if he gets reduced experience from that.
I'm not too sure on that one. I'll check it out.
Yeah, do. But yeah, I actually
and Fenrir heading over to the Scorpion, jumping on the oracles there. No, sorry, wrong screen. I was looking at the wrong screen.
No worries, but we might get a gank here on Fisherman as well. MVG Nitro coming into the jungle, but yeah, of course, Nita's got a leap straight away.
That was such a well-timed backflip.
Yeah, it was close. Although Bones is getting into a little bit of danger. Might take a lot of damage and is actually choosing to fight here. Probably didn't know that Big Daddy Stunk was straight there, but can get out quite quickly.
Two ults down and he still didn't die. So that absolutely was worth staying in for. Even if Cameron did walk just straight into that happens when you do a dash and you run into an ability. You're like, oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Burns also used his ultimate to maybe, actually have enough protections to not take enough damage to die there. But 2 ults for 1 is definitely good, although he does have to back,
Absolutely
so maybe he
gets
a little bit less farm. Tough to really say what happens there. Overall, still, I think it's, apart from the kill, it's been the same story overall the whole game. The mid and solo lane going in the favour, just in terms of minions reaching the tower.
They want level 20. They all want level 20. They go, I'm going to farm full build and then I'm going to shred. I think genuinely, we're going to start seeing some levels get over them, and then all of a sudden it's just going to be like a ripple effect, like kill. Especially as the supports now rotate into mid lane. Ganesha coming in there quite early. It depends whether Dizzy wants to support in the dual lane early or rotate.
Yeah, you say that, and Dizzy's been in the dual lane all game. Maybe slightly going to the jungle. Maybe this might be the time for him to rotate. It looks like he is going into mid lane now at level 8. A little bit late in comparison to a lot of games I've seen, but probably not always incorrect.
I don't know. I think it really depends on how the lanes are doing. If my mid has taken the first tower and my carry is under leveled, as a support, I'm going to stay in duo. If my solo's holding up fine, I'm going to stay in duo, because I want to help even out the game. I want to help them get the XP. I want to support them. I don't want them to just feed, if they're going to die to this jungler, to the enemy carry, my mid is holding up fine because they've already got, a tower and they're managing to, get...
Beats down from Carrick, but he still dies.
That was a kill for Fenrir and an ult from Ganesha down. I'm not sure if Geb's managed to get away, but he is with his shield. That worked out extremely well. But for some reason, my screen's still saying 1-0 instead of 2-0.
That's strange, because I see 2-0 on my screen, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, beads down for Carricks and falls anyway, only at the cost of Burns for Arsins' ultimate. So that's definitely a really big kill for blue. However, Baroonies are still down in gold, so I actually don't know if Charlie's Angels are going to feel that bad about this situation. They're 2-0 down in terms of kills, but I don't sure about experience, but Yeah, overall gold, they're still ahead. They're still farming more efficiently. Maybe they're okay with this.
Yeah, I don't think they need to feel too bad about both of those opportunities. There weren't really, and it wasn't really anything that they could have done. It is just suddenly over in a flash, isn't it? So not too much that they can do. Nice jump there from Cerberus to get out of that spin attack. Oh, I hate it when Arthur does that. It's so annoying. Not managing actually to suffer too badly at this stage, holding up extremely well at this point. Only one level under. I know a couple of the minions are getting into the tower, but still, you know, I think all things considered, considering that this is a King Arthur they're going against, with a lot of experience and a high success rate. Gengar's holding up extremely well.
Yeah, I'm
Scipio,
so
you're
impressed by
looking good,
Gengar,
you know.
like, not dying to King Arthur.
Oh, here we
Literally.
go. It
As
looks like
another
he's
pick.
initiating by ulting, but then Ganesha ults. Is Tsukiyomi going to ult to get out of it? Thoth ultimate down.
Oh, Carrick
Now
snipes.
manages to steal the kill.
Burns.
What an ult. What? That was amazing.
I had no idea how that happened. Honestly, all I was looking at was Stunk's health total. Oh, and the ult lands for Big Dirty Stanks. Cameron Rogers in a lot of trouble, but the shell comes down.
That will teach Dizzy Whisk to spam laughing in the middle of the lane.
Yeah.
I did say to them, don't spam laugh. That's what you get. King Arthur coming in to ult the mid lane. See you later. I bet he just jumped out of his skin when that happened. He literally just came in and was like, hey, I'm going to ult you. Doesn't quite manage to secure the kill, but I love that they're all grouping together to really put some pressure on this middle lane. Hopefully they'll get a tower out
I mean,
this.
they could force the tower here, but yeah, maybe not actually, now that we can see that Cameron Rojo and Dizzy Wisp are coming back down the middle lane. But they do take the red, and they're just controlling the map so well. Even, you know, one kill down, with the amount of gold they've had and the amount of... they're just farming the jungle so efficiently, getting so many minions to the towers. They might start to...
Right. Their map control is incredible. I have to agree with you there. And I think that is almost tilting the game in their favour. Even though they're down on kills, they're still up on gold. And their map control, you know, look at that, you know. King Arthur comes out and Gengar knows he's going to go back. Cerberus is just like, no, I need to stay in the tower because I know for a fact that you could just, you know, roam me right now. So is that mid Guardian mail or is that mystical mail that Cerberus has built?
That is mystical mail.
I think it's mystical mail. So it deals 40 damage to all enemies.
Yeah, it's fairly solid
per second.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think he'll probably follow it up with Voidstone, which means that it would actually take more damage from the passive. I always like that combo.
Yeah. It is a great combo because you do get the physical protection and then also the magical protection as well as doing some damage, getting that life steal in as well. Quite like that, especially with Cerberus passive. And he's also got Thorns, which is really good, especially if he's in a standoff. That's excellent.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's it's pretty solid solo lane item. It's funny how everyone's like,
gank Thoth in mid lane. Hang on 1 second, he might be in trouble. Oh, he's not. He manages to stash away. I thought that was it. Then. I don't know if they're going to dive him, and just not tanky enough to get into the tower, but it is half health. If he wanted to, he could actually just go in.
Yeah, it was too squishies. I don't think they'll be able to tank the tower long enough for it to be worth it. They'll probably only just get a kill trade or something. I don't think they'd want to do that when they're ahead. But here we might see Dizzy get in trouble.
Fight in duo near the Gold Fury.
Melts, doesn't he?
That was it for Geb. I don't think that Ra needed to ult to finish it off. I think the ult just didn't hit him. So good news for them that, you know, the ult's down anyway. But bad news that their support is out of action.
Yeah, I don't dislike the ult honestly because Geb's pretty tanky at this stage of the game, relatively, and I think at least the thought process was Carrick's threw out his one and then ulted just to try and cover as much area as possible with damage and just hits the one anyway and gets the kill. So I mean, like you can only say in retrospect that was probably not worth it, but the idea
it was a good execution. Yeah, absolutely. The kit, definitely. It's just good news that it didn't hit anybody else. You know, they could have come straight back into their lane. But it does mean that Ra's ultimate is down. Does have quite a small cooldown because look, it's nearly back up, as you can see from the blue diamond next to Carrick's name. He already has ult again, so why not? Support now in mid, pushing it quite far up, which is quite good because the mid tower is half health. So it is nice to see that rotation there. Even though Amy is, MVD the Night Fury Ganesha is in the duo lane with Neath, Fizzle Manizzle, Neath manning to hold it off for now. So we'll just see.
Oh, you can see a gank on
everybody's just
Carrick's
getting
coming
into
here.
some rotations, but it does look like this is bad news for Carrick's in the middle as Fenrir out. He does manage to beat us at an Aegis, but it still manages to finish him. Thoth ult down, Fenrir ult down.
And
Fantastic
yeah,
team like rotation.
and Geb ult down as well. That was 3 ults for a kill. Probably fine.
Did Geb ult as well? Oh,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that.
The initiation happened with the Geb ult, so that's why I was stunned. But Aegis went down for Carrick's there as well, and Beads. So it's probably even more valuable a kill. The fact that they use all their ultimates and gets both the relics down for over 2 minutes and the kill is pretty good going. Means that they can get maybe a bit more pressure on mid.
Matchup as well, because Cameron
Charlie,
plays mid a lot. Oh dear, Charlie might have got himself in trouble, but
that's
that was good.
What an ult, yeah.
I'm not too sure that he's going to manage to get away from them. They do look quite keen. Burn for our sins, Fenrir is still chasing and having a little look around, which is why Medusa has to fall back as Neath pushes up the lane. We might have a contest for the left tower. Not too sure what's happening, but King Arthur is now crossing into middle, and I think he's just going to shove Thoth into the tower.
Oh, waits for the dash. That's so clever. Knocks up. Going to ult. Yep, there we go. Before going into the tower, gets his cooldowns back. Might be able to get the kill here. Just needs to dash in. Oh, the Aegis comes down. That's a nice try. Oh, what a dash! That was so good. Such a shame.
Such a good dash, but it's just not enough to get away from that King Arthur. What a fantastic play.
Stanks is in a lot of trouble.
Punishing King Arthur for overextending, as well as they all just rotate to complete the kill. Or they might take the tower just to force him out of the damage. But as far as I was down, there's not much they can do. I think they're going to make him pay. Fenrir ult, dragging him all the way around so they can secure the damage on him. But is he just too tanky? No, he's not. What a final kill. But Tsukiyomi is now coming in with the ultimate just to clean up so he can get in.
No.
But it's just not gonna follow up. They did too well to avoid that. So although Thoth was killed, they did manage to make it even from that exchange. So yeah, you were right. Very, very tanky King Arthur with Sage Genji's guard, goes straight into Stone of Gaia, and now into Pridwen to get those extra cooldowns. So I'm thinking he's going to build some physical protection next because his death was to Fenrir. However, they do have 3 magical, so it might build something like Mantle of Discord or something to get extra magical and some physical.
Yeah, I think I either like Void Shield or Glad Shield last item, and then Mantle to replace Bluestone, because you need to get that physical protection item on, and both Void Shield and Glad Shield just lets you a load of damage, even if you're not building both of them. And then yeah, Mantle is just like really nice to just stack on those extra protections for the Pridwen proc. But we might see a bit more of an engagement here. Stunk's trying to engage into Dizzy Wisp. Not quite there, and then Burns goes in with a leap, does a lot of damage, and they don't want to take that fight now. I'm so impressed. So impressed with Baroonies. Their team fighting is really good this game. They've really played for each other.
I'm actually like shook. I'm really, really shook because I know how good these people are, but to actually spectate it and to see it like this is like, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of my friends. I can't believe they died. I can't believe they got that kill. I can't believe they're fighting over the bath. Blah, 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 blah. Like, all these different things I'm thinking at the same time. It's like such a good experience. So I actually just really hope they're enjoying it and they're not sweating too hard. Because if I was them, I would be like, I can't believe King Arthur just outed me. No.
Yeah. They're probably, I mean, I can see they're trying like so much harder than normal casual queues because, they're actually playing so safe in comparison to what I see normally.
The wholesome Smite tour. Yeah, I know, in casuals, usually Charlie's like, I'm going to 1v5
yeah.
Why aren't you 1v5ing them, Tsukiyomi? Go in.
Yeah.
Monkey Boy commenting saying, I'm having words with Josh 131. I don't think that's Josh's fault. Cameron's an extremely strong mid. Ra is a utility god. He's going to be there for their healing and to do the clear. So, don't let the stats, put you off. And also, Monkey Boy, we played this morning and I went negative and you didn't have words with me. So,
you can't say it to their face.
I think
obviously.
I went like 0-5 or something as Athena. I was terrible. So, never mind. It's just one of those things. He is playing very well. He is doing extra clear and, he got a fantastic use of his ultimate there. So, really good play from Carrick's.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really much you can do sometimes when they get 3 ultimates in your tower. You can't really say, 1-3-1 mid diff.
See you later.
Since these fights, it's just been a lot of farming again. I would have thought by now it'd be a lot more fighting.
I can hear them now. I'm going to get to full build and then it's game over. That's what every single one of them are saying. Like, I'm going to get just to full build and then it's game over.
Sure, sure.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Adam, who I think is Cameron's work husband, who Cameron stuff was watching, and I promised I'd shout out. So, Adam, if you're watching, hello, and Cameron loves you.
I'm fascinated to see that Dizzy Wisp has not completed the stacking Gauntlet of Thieves yet. Quite strange to see that by now. Usually you see that stacked. Ultimate going down from MVD Night Fury, getting Yana into a little bit of trouble. Oh, and the ult goes down. He's going to try and dive the tower here. Oh, so much damage.
I don't know if Dizzy's going to make Sekirimi pay for that, but because there's nobody else in the area, they do manage to get away. But then they just managed to get Kate in the middle lane again by diving the tower. So 2 tower dives for the junglers, 1 for 1 is even, and I think they've paused.
Did I press it? I pressed the wrong button, didn't I?
I think they paused.
Is that right? Okay. I
don't know. I
pressed the button, but I didn't know how I did that. So fun.
Okay, maybe we've paused. It's just an ad break.
No, wait, yeah. I'm so confused. Bear with, everyone.
Pause is
pause.
apparently pause.
I nudged my keyboard, and now.
Is it spacebar?
No, that's. Oh my god.
Is it?
I'm. Here we are. Okay, that's good. Now. Oh man! So embarrassing.
If you know how to unpause.
Okay, let's look through the.
Pause. Gamepad start.
Oh fuck, man. Okay, I'm just gonna do plus or add. Sure, let's go this. There we go. Okay, we're back. Got into this weird.
Thank you for watching those adverts. Well, mate, it happens. Honestly, don't worry, and we know now. At least you can see what's happening. My screen says it's at 211 minutes, and it's 8 to 8. So you know, I don't know what we're seeing different things. It's fine. It's the budget Wholesome Smite tournament. I'll get sponsored next time.
Yeah, sounds good. Honestly, like I've gone into spectate mode and just like mashed the keyboard, trying to do random stuff, and like it feels like, you know, half the buttons do nothing, and then I like rotate my chair and like nudge one of the buttons on my keyboard, and suddenly everything bloody breaks, and I don't get this,
all
man.
the characters are upside down and everything's purple, and yeah, don't worry, man, it's all good.
Anyway, back to the game. Fairly surprised they didn't go for an attack on Dizzy and Fizzle, but maybe the 2v2 was probably not going to go in their favour with the minion wave there. But maybe they don't know that Stunk is in the jungle here, because they're going in on MVD the Night Fury. Probably see an ultimate come down here, or both of them. Stun comes in on Fizzle in the middle.
Wait, is this a rewind?
Oh,
I think this is
yeah,
a rewind.
yeah.
So we've actually just rewound it a little bit, so we get to see that instant replay. So maybe we can go over to Fenrir and mid now.
Oh, what a call! Oh, he tries to
yes.
Cameron.
That
yeah.
ult actually does come down and did quite a lot of damage to Thoth as well. Just get him half health, so that's a shame. But look, we're about to get King Arthur rounding into middle lane. Thoth is backing away from him. He's learnt his lesson. That's what's happening. But they do seem to be diving the tower. Not much that Dizzy can do, and he knows that he needs to use his movement speed to get away. For anybody who doesn't know, that's a certain skin on him. He does transform into a spaceship, but he's actually not the god of spaceships. He's usually a boulder that rolls. But we've got an amazing skin for you guys to see him turning into a spaceship. And when he laughs, it's like, just play the game.
I love that skin. When Cameron plays that skin and just spam laughs, all I can hear, I can hear like the distant, literally come in from the distance, like a slow raise of like volume. It's so funny. Oh, Lethal Ultimate going in on MVG the Night Fury. Don't know if that was quite worth it, but there you go. But actually, it gets an initiation.
It's because he seems to be. Geb is in it. There he is.
Yeah, I honestly did not see Burns come in there. That was quite nice. And it looks like we can see Baroonies trying to get a little bit aggressive here. They're trying to push forward a little bit more on the left jungle than you'd normally see. Fizzle leaving quite a lot of minions to dying, but now going straight back to the wave, which is fair enough. And I don't know, it's interesting because Have we actually seen a Gold Fury fall? It's been 23 minutes.
And that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I am mad because we haven't seen the Gold Fury yet, and it's 23 minutes, and we haven't seen the Pyromancer yet. So I'm cross because it's what I say in every single one of the games that we stream. It's what I say to all of them when we're playing that get the Gold Fury. We need the Gold Fury. We need the extra gold. We need the fire minions if it's the only Fury. We need the extra movement speed. We need the extra FMP5. Get those buffs. Get those objectives. This is not arena. This is Conquest. It's about objective securing. So I'm cross because
we might see a 5v4 here. Burnsko initiates and just dives away out now, and I think MVG the Night Fury is trying to get back into the position with the rest of her team, kind of crossing paths with Dizzy, but no real engagement. I'm really surprised because the whole of Baroonies were in that area. Quite surprised they didn't all go in on the four of them there. But although I'm not really quite sure if they knew that, is it Stank? Yeah, Stank was in the duo lane. I'm just gonna have
stinky?
to. Yeah,
is
Stank?
it Stonks?
Yes,
Is it
Stonks. That's a good one. Okay. Someone has to make that meme of the stonks.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, the stonks meme, but stunk.
It's gonna be big stunks.
Yeah.
Instead of stonk. Yeah,
if they win this game, you're just gonna have to just post that with no text, just stunks or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will post that if they win. Stonks. With Tsukiyomi and King Arthur and Medusa.
Yeah, I think I don't know, the pattern recognition for me is makes it look like they're deriving their names off Stank.
Here we go!
But yeah,
Charlie's
here comes the Gold Fury.
going for the Gold Fury. I am thrilled, and honestly, they deserve it. They've had the map control. They were heading gold anyway. They deserve the Gold Fury. I'm pleased with that. They haven't ordered it, but it does leave the Pyromancer open for Baroonies Merchies, and I will go into why they're called that in a second. But they do manage to secure it before Tsukiyomi does actually manage to come into that side of the jungle, because they are thinking about going to the Pyromancer, but they are all now in that area of the jungle, and it does not look good. Tsukiyomi is engaging with them, but they are not engaging back. They're going to make you chase for it if you're going to come into the jungle, which it looks like they might be doing. What are they doing? I think they might be going for their enhanced blue because they've got the Scorpion and clearing the minion wave, looking to start a fight maybe around mid.
Oh, here we go. It's a fantastic ult, getting so much damage off. Well, the Cameron is in the right position to just do a bunch of damage back. Beads goes down for Stunk. Oh, what a hit from Cameron! Charlie's going to be mad.
So sick! Charlie's going to be so cross with that because he started that fight and Cameron finished it. I bet Cameron is feeling so good about himself right now. That was brilliant play from the blue team, from Baroonies Merchies. Making a snap decision while a fight was initiated with them. But Gengar is slightly out of position, so he has to pay for it by jumping back into the tower. They're not going to push too much on it, but maybe they're trying to kind of pressure all the minions now down. As they rotate into the left jungle, just be careful as Neath is there, but it doesn't look like they're going to start a fight. What an initiation that was, and what it turned out to be in the end. That's how you play Thoth. You stay back and you just spam those abilities. I actually thought that was kind of unfortunate for Charlie's Angels. That was a good engagement, but then Cameron just turned around the corner, was like, hi, and then just free casted and won the fight for them. I can fire through walls.
I don't actually know where MVG the Night Fury was in that fight, because she was there at the initiation and then just didn't seem to be anywhere to save Big Dirty Stunk there. But maybe
she did her and then I think she was staying further in the jungle next to their backliners. Well, Tsukiyomi jumped in and dove their backline. She was actually at their backline defending, because that's what Connor is really good at doing. He's good at splitting up the team as a jungler. Burn for our sins, Fenrir is really good at splitting up the team. So that actually worked out really well in that situation, because not only was Tsukiyomi diving Thoth, but Fenrir was then keeping Ganesha off the squishies at that point in that time. So that was quite a good situation. It just comes from practice, I think, really, from playing as a team together. They've had quite an opportunity to do that. But I mean, it's only fair, because originally Big Dirty Stunk, Charlie, was asked to be in Baroonies Merchies, so he did say no. So and then Thoth killed him for it. So that's how the ancient Egyptian tale goes.
Yeah.
The Book of Thoth.
So we see now every character in the game is able to upgrade their starter item. They're now at the level able to do that. So as you were saying, they can complete their build. So they've got to full build. Now they're going to smash them. I really hope we'll get to see some fights now. It's a little bit cagey so far. Half an hour in almost.
Yeah, I think they're just playing it really careful. But, you know, when you watch the SPL, sometimes they don't go into double figures with kills. So, you know, it could be one of those things. You know, I really feel that Fizzomanas underneath is just waiting for her full build. She knows this is going to be a good build. When she's got enough gold to finish off her starter item, she's going to come into those team fights and she's going to do really well. She's refusing to feed this game. She's staying far back. She knows she's got tough competition, so that's what she's doing, as you should as a carry. And Medusa seems to be doing the same. But she has managed to complete her build, and they are similar. Not only has she fully stacked Transcendence, but she has fully stacked Devourer's Gauntlet. So that's quite powerful. But this doesn't look like it's going to be a good news for Fizzle and Nizzle, as she's being ganked by 4 of them.
Unfortunate.
There's only so much a backflip can do, and the Medusa ult goes down even on Aegis, and it's Tsukiyomi that manages to finish her off. So unfortunate there, she's just a little bit out of position. And I bet that's going to really frustrate Yana, because she said to Charlie, "You're not going to get me," but it was just a little bit too late. So unfortunate, but that's why we need wards. I don't think it's a good position for Dizzy to be in. Fenrir coming round, but the Ganesha ult is down with the shield. Thoth is in the tower, firing that damage as much as we can. Fenrir ult pushing in the tower. Rount ult down. Thoth ult fires. Everything is going down, but Cerberus still has his ult, so if he does want to come in, he can ult them all into the tower. However, King Arthur has ult and Tsukiyomi has ult, so we've still got a couple more ults to go if they do want to go for it.
Yeah,
look like Charlie's Angel's going to be engaging, even though Yana is down.
Pretty surprised that we didn't see MVG Night Fury just tank the tower and that starts point, because they had 5v3. They were totally going to win that fight.
No carry as well, yeah, so they can't go kind of do that, you know, really, really high DPS. I know you've got Thoth, but once his abilities are on cooldown, you haven't got that, you know, fire. It's down for 5 seconds, and, you know, you could do that. But I think they're more interested in the Gold Fury more than anything else, which Fenrir and Geb are fully aware of.
Yeah, sure. And it's actually interesting how you said that Yana tried out a load of items against you and just to see what worked best. And now I'm seeing her build a lot of items which she never normally builds, and they're all really good. And you know, they're all commonly quite seen amongst ADCs.
She'll have 3 or 4 of these items usually in a build, but I think it's working not only with Neath that she doesn't regularly play. Usually, as you know, she plays Scardian as an army, and you know we see the Rage in there, we see Atlantis Bow in there. We really spoke about you know, what to build against full damage, because you know, when I hang out with Yana, we play casuals, we play for fun, you know, we want to just, you know, if we're going crit, we're going Deathbringer, Malice, Rage, all of it. We're going to build full crit because it's fun. But when we're doing a game like this, where it's a tournament, we want to feel a bit more strategic. So, and Yana's never really dealt in that kind of side before, and she knows that I love it, and she knows Cameron loves it as well. So I literally sat in training, and I was like, try this item, and then she was like, no, it's not killing you fast enough. And I was like, I'm Cerberus with a full build, so that's probably why. But we managed to get to a really good build, and you can see they're quite similar, so obviously they both know what they're doing. I think Yana's nearly there with her upgraded starter item, Fizzle and Nizzle nearly there, Geb nearly level 20, but as far as I can see, everybody else is. Ganesha not quite managed to finish the build. It is actually a very, very close game. I know that there's like a maybe 3k, 4k gold difference, but it doesn't really feel like it when you look at the builds. I know that Geb is really struggling with getting those final items online, but I mean, he just doesn't do a lot of damage, does he?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I've got to cut you off there. I mean, for one thing to say in response is, yeah, at this stage of the game, gold difference isn't that big of a deal because everyone's kind of hit their full build. But speaking of full build, I've got to have words with Charlie building Bumba's spear instead of Bumba's hammer on Tsukiyomi. What on earth, man? I'm actually like pretty mad that he chose that item.
So tell me the difference between Bumba's Spear and Bumba's Hammer in a second once we see this ultimate gank in the left lane from Charlie's Angels coming in. There's the Blink to initiate. He's going to make them pay for dodging the tower. There's a Ganesha ult as well. Neath backflip, but Tsukiyomi is just going in on the ultimate to try and finish off Neath. Is there going to be enough support? Thoth ult. It's just not enough.
They're focusing on down Charlie, but
they're focusing the squishies, yeah, but they just can't do enough damage. No one's quite there enough with Neath to support her. She's not going to make it out because King Arthur is just going to finish her off because she's squishy. Now Fenrir needing to back out urgently while this team fight happens. Ryan there with the line attack, really, really good through the jungle, can fight through those walls. I'm not sure they're going to make it out of this team fight alive, but he does manage to. He's managed to brutalize, giving him more protections, but Cerberus is just coming up, and doesn't manage to survive. Third things to get out of there before they dive the tower. This could be instrumental in finishing the game. I think that they were just waiting for a team fight to finish. They didn't want to leg this game out. They didn't want to make it any more than it needed to be. It needs to be a team fight. Phoenix, Fire Giant, let's go. But they're not getting the Phoenix.
No, I mean, Primal Fury will get you, a decent amount of pressure, and now I think they may rotate towards the Fire Giant. Not really sure exactly what they're thinking, but now they're all together as a team. They're probably, so... I mean, well, they've only got 2 alive for like 20 seconds, so not really sure. But I mean, that whole fight was, I mean, so unfortunate for Baroonies because they got stung so close to death and couldn't quite get the kill. And I mean, the amount of damage that Stank was able to pull off with the Medusa ult and like basically free casting for the rest of it was so good. And Stanks, that's fair. Stanks as well, finishing off the kill and Fizzle. That was brilliant frontline play. It's exactly what you need to do as a solo lane, is just like chase down the back line, minimise the amount of damage they're doing just by causing them to run. Really excellent Arthur play.
I love that Medusa's now sold her boots for Deathbringer as well, so we're going to see some really, really high crit numbers. But I don't know if she knows about Geb's passive, which means that he takes only 25% of damage from crit, so she's not going to be able to run him down very easily. I'm not too sure about that. What do you think about that choice?
Yeah, interesting. I don't agree with it either, for sure. I think like if you're going to go against Geb and then a Serb, which is fairly tanky, you're going to want a lot more pen than crit, really. Especially with Serb, it's just not really very efficient. But maybe Stanks has.
I disagree with it. I think that 4 out of 5 of the team, you're going to shred with like some 500 to 1,000 damage per hit. With that, I think maybe just slightly under or over those numbers from experience. I just can't do all the math in my head. But then on Geb, you're probably only getting like maybe 200 damage per hit, which is fine.
Oh,
if he's got 4,000 health, that's 20 hits, and you're going to get a lot of damage on the rest of it.
Stank takes so much damage from Gengar. Oh, and the ult comes down. Stank might be in trouble, but he runs. Gengar doesn't try and finish the kill. That's so disciplined.
Doesn't finish him up because he knows that he'll be made to pay for it. If he goes in, he's got a lot of damages there that will actually do some damage against him as well. He made that decision. It was a difficult decision, but he made it. And I think it's good because they haven't got a Phoenix to protect. And now
they're trying to initiate. Stank takes most of the damage. Carrix gets pulled out, and that's really bad news. He may fall here. Does get taken out by Burns for Our Sins, although Stanks is going in trying to. He bought a lot of time for his team, but it's not going to be resulting in any kind of kills here. That's really fantastic stuff from Baroonies.
Sukiyami's coming in for the gank, and Fenrir knows it. Fenrir is going out to take
already
a look,
back.
And he just knows
ult comes down.
Is now
Burns
dead.
is dead.
He's taken full force of the ultimate. That I don't think that's a good decision because now he hasn't got his ult to go into the rest of the team. But Fenrir manages to get out because those distance there manages to just get him to back away. The whole team's there, so it did actually force the ultimate out of Tsukiyomi, and there was no penalty for that. There was no death, there was no reward. So they're now chasing them down the duo lane. Big Dirty Dank is anyway.
Big Dirty Dank.
Big Dirty is Big Dirty, one of the many founders of the Dutty Corporation. I don't know. So why would you do this to us, guys? Oh, no. How are we supposed to do this? King Arthur is
here we go. Anyway. Stank slightly up, he still gets the oracles, it's fine. And now, at least now Stanks is in a little bit of trouble with all the abilities firing on him. But he gets out.
It's interesting as Ganesh is all the way over in that lane, maybe farming. I'm not too sure what's happening there, but with all 5 of Baroonies Merchies in middle lane, Ganesh needs to come over and group up quickly because I have a feeling that this is going to be a fight and a half.
Yeah, it's turning into assault at this point, maybe.
Yeah,
but, it's going straight in.
100%. Oh, here we go. We're going to see a Ganesh ultimate, maybe.
The Ra ult comes down, and
there's
now.
The Ra ult comes down.
Pix Carrix is so good.
Oh, what a kill from Fenrir! When she managing to get away. Oh, Fenrir is so low. Cerberus ult's in. King Arthur is diving Thoth in the back line, and he's managed to do some serious damage, but they're now pushing him away. It's the ultimate from King Arthur, and is it enough to finish him? It might be, but Geb comes in with a shield, managing just to get him away and buy them enough time for Charlie's Angels to take the tower. They're not going to manage to do anything from there, but because there wasn't enough pushback from Baroonies Merchies, they didn't manage to push them back and maybe take a tower. So it is just, again, another stalemate. We need to see... they managed to get 1 kill down on Carrix, but they're not pushing for it. They're not they're not, you know, taking a tower or getting a gold fury or something like that. But now it looks like they're realizing that they're not getting anything out of this team fight, so they need to kind of do an objective. Maybe they're just kind of tinkering around the fire giant, making them overreach. What's the word?
Overextend.
Overextend. That's the word. They need to do something about the left Phoenix, definitely. At some
Yeah,
point soon.
yeah.
I
mean, a bunch of them were on really low health bars after that fight. Burns got out with 1 HP, I believe. It was super close. It was so unfortunate for Big Dirty Stunk to not complete that kill, because he hit so many hits of the ult.
They're just warding the fire giant. I think Fizzlemaners was ready to solo the gold fury, which you absolutely can do, but I don't think it's going to work out well for her. If she's not warded there, she is going to pay for it. Tsukuyomi spotted her and is now just engaging because he can really make a pay for it. It depends if she's going to 1v1
Oh my
him.
gosh, did not see that going.
He manages to secure the kill, and now he's going to finish the gold fury with all of them there. Geb is there, but Geb can't do the damage, so it's not going to be enough. He's gotten himself in a really, really poor position. If only they had warded it and stuck together a little bit. If they, you know, are happy to solo the gold fury, just stick some wards down, make sure she's not going to get ganked, because they know that at this stage a carry can solo the gold fury.
Carrick's is so low. Maybe able to get out and gets the off down. Burns is now really low, but he still goes in.
Get away, but Burns manages to go in. Cerberus gets the kill.
Oh, they may get wiped here.
Down, that's trouble. That is some serious trouble for them there. I think that this might actually be a game changer.
Cameron may be able to dissuade them from pushing, getting the rest of the kills out. Dizzy's definitely going to die. Although Gengar and Cameron may be able to get out alive if they just continue to run here. Although now Gengar's going to run into trouble.
No, he's got the way, Gengar, go the other way. I think he might be in some trouble here, but Cameron is trying to help as much as he can. There's the Mantle of Discord passive, which is what we saw there with that shockwave releasing from Cerberus. When you drop below X amount of health, you get a shield that silences all enemies, but it's not enough. As Medusa manages to finish the kill, that is the power of Deathbringer. See, it's crit is live. Sophie needs to back away, and so does Neath, because they're too squishy right now to take this fight. Very surprised that Charlie's Angels are not finishing right now. Very, very, very surprised. So considering that King Arthur could just go in and probably just kill them, and then they could get the Titan. I'm surprised. I think
that's a tough one. I don't know. I think they had they've got 4 alive. MVG the Night Fury only on half health, and then Burns only just respawned. He would have respawned by the time they were trying to finish there. So I think it would have been a little bit risky. And getting a free Oni Fury is pretty good going. Get some really good pressure there for that.
Absolutely. This is such a good game. I'm not just saying that, like, I'm actually so proud of all my friends. I'm having to drink wine to stay calm right now. And it seems pretty evident that this is the time that Fire Giant is needed, to get that extra magical power and physical power, and also defense, HP5, MP5, all of that business that it gives you. You need it. So I think that at this stage of the game, it's really important that either team secures it. Could be a game changer, especially now that Charlie's Angels have fire minions from the Oni Fury. As you can see from the minimap, those white minions coming down are the fire minions, are the Oni minions. So I do hope that it's warded, and I do hope that either team manages to secure it, because I think that would be either a game finisher or a game changer.
What do you think about Charlie's Angels trying to push for maybe at least think about getting a Fire Giant here?
I think it would secure the game for them at this point if they can get it, but I do think it would put them in a risky position, because it means that they could all, lose. Once you take a lot of damage from the Fire Giant, if it gets invaded, then you'll be in some serious trouble. So I think it could secure the game, it could not. I think it is important for Fizzlemaners right now to be farming those fire minions there. She does need to be in the loop with her team, as the rest of them are thinking about going over in that direction. Certainly Medusa is looking to go over in that direction, but thankfully she's backing, so it won't be too much trouble. She knows what to do. She's protecting the Titan from those Oni minions. But it doesn't mean that she's not in those team fights. It's really, really hard to say what's going to happen, because ultimately the next team fight, I think, will decide this game.
Yeah, for sure. This is a little bit of a separated team fight, and they tried to pick MVG the Night Fury, which isn't going to go well. She's so tanky. Now Burns takes so much damage, and the Tsukimi comes down and tries to finish off. Perfectly timed Aegis though. And now Big Dirty Tank's coming in to finish it. Fizzle picks off
Just to finish it, come through! Go on, Yana. That's brilliant. What a kill on Tsukiyomi at the time that was needed. She's got her full build down. Medusa in the left lane, not coming into this team fight because I think she knows that if she did, it wouldn't be as efficient as she could as she was farming up those. But she's now thinking about kind of ganking by going round. I'm not sure that's going to be a good idea. She does have ult. She does have ult, so she could come in and kind of freeze them from behind.
just tries to initiate with half
get there in
health.
time. Oh goodness, she was just silencing them, but it is not enough. It needs to come in and do that damage. Medusa is still in the jungle, and it looks like she might come in and try and do some damage, but I think she's just going to go back to base because this could be the defining moment of Charlie's Angels versus Baroonies Virtues. Right, hit Gavin, he was extremely low. If Medusa was only there, but
Oh my gosh.
back,
Oh, and there's another ult. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Look at the Phoenix though. Look at the right.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
I noticed as well.
This is the time you do Fire Giant. This is when you go and get Fire Giant. You've got, 3 of them down. You need to go and get Fire Giant right now. But I think they're more interested in taking this tower. While Stoth defends and get back. Stoth needs to, really, really push up the left lane if they want that left Phoenix to respawn. But I think he's too busy in this drop right now. Unless he pushes their minions immediately, that Phoenix is not going to respawn. That whole wave there is just going to get rid of it.
They're just trying to fight 3v3 for a bunch and get the rest of their team to try and fend off the minions. I guess Cameron is just playing back at the moment. Although they may be overstaying the situation here. Burns has got way too low. Ult finishes off him off there.
From Medusa. I wonder how Cerberus ult's going to affect
Oh my goodness.
Wait, hang on, what? Did she just delete him?
It looks like it. Stanks is now in a bunch of trouble. Oh my goodness. That's incredible. Oh, as the ult stuns it, Stanks, but probably going to get away.
Oh no, the Ganesha ult does a lot of damage to Cerberus there. This late game Neath, I'm living for it. I told you this is exactly what she was going to do. She was like 1-4-0 earlier, and now she's 5-4-0. She's coming back. She's a late game carry, and she knows exactly what she's doing. I'm so psyched for Yana. Come on. But obviously we love everyone and everyone is welcome and everyone is as good as each other and it's a wholesome Smite community as well.
I mean, if you besties with one of the players, it's really natural to be like, yeah, go girl.
Yeah, but like my boyfriend's playing and I'm like, oh, I love him. He's lovely. But he's playing Thoth, and like he's doing really well in Minecake or whatever. But I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, look at that. The XP, they've caught up almost exactly with the XP difference. Gold difference is still a big change, but
see the comeback in this game. You can really see the spike at the end. For them to come back into the game, but they do need to do something about that left Phoenix because it's just not respawning in time, which means it's not healing in time. Yeah,
no, it looks like Charlie's Angels are going to get the Primal Fury almost for free. It depends on how fast they react here, Baroonies. Because they're just trying to clear their own buffs. I mean, they do have a lot of... they've got fire minions to worry about. The left Phoenix is still down. Still haven't managed to save it from going down just to the natural repetition of fire minions taking it down by themselves. And I think they're just trying to... Now that I think both teams are looking to try and at least play around Fire Giant to...
They know it's getting to that time in the game, don't they? That there's one team fight and then it's game. They know it and they're being extremely careful and they're picking their opportunities.
Check out this. I swear I saw like a massive minion wave here. Looks like that might be a bit unfortunate if they leave it to go. The red minion wave may just solo the right lane there.
If that was me and I was on the enemy team and I'd see that minion wave, I'd say, look, they've got to go back and defend that. Now we should go for Fire Giant, there'll be a man down.
Yeah, it looks like Fizzle is backing to at least defend the left lane.
Yes, that's exactly what Fizzle is doing at this stage in time. She wants to get their Phoenix up because then she knows that means that the Titan will heal and they'll be on even ground. This is such an intense game. It's just... They're very, very careful. 13 to 13. Yeah. Once that Phoenix respawns, it'll be even Phoenixes, even towers. Only a little bit of gold difference. Full builds. It's just really hard to. It's really, really hard to call.
I was going to say that we might see the mid tower fall here, but the whole of Baroonies is going in. This is another 5v5 team fight. What an ult from
ult from
Dizzy.
Burn for Ascent, ult from Fizzleminers, ult from
Oh, the
Cameron, ult from
Carrick's
Dizzy,
finishes
Burn
of
for Ascent
burns.
falls down for it, ult from Ganesha is down. We've got the ult from Tsukuyomi, Medusa, King Arthur, and Carrick's about to come in. Gengar ult
Oh,
still coming in, but Tsukuyomi does manage to secure the kill after that on Dizzy Wisp, which means they're down without support. All their squishes are falling. King Arthur securing the kill. After that, they have to retreat. They have to defend. They can't secure the left Phoenix, which means the Titan's not going to heal, which
oh,
means that this could be PG for Charlie's Angels, even though a few of them are quite low. Are they going to manage to hold them off?
there's so many low health bars. They're so tempted to go in and get that pentakill. Energy is
Oh,
such a small amount of
look how low
health.
they are.
Are they going to finish
Medusa's just
here?
gonna come in. Look, Medusa's just gonna come in and finish. Yeah, they can't do anything. Even if they did get a couple of kills on them, Medusa's got the damage to take the Titan.
Campers or
Oh,
Carricks?
Karen manages to secure a kill on Carricks at that moment in time, but
Gengar's
Medusa's
going
just
straight
getting
in.
behind.
Oh, if he had ult here, he'd be able to
Really
just completely clear them up.
is he managing to do it? This is so close, but it's just not enough for Baroonies Merchants to take on Charlie's Angels in an incredibly, very evenly matched game and a fantastic game. That was so intense. I can't believe what we just saw. Did you see how low their health bars were?
I know. It was so unfortunate for Baroonies. They got so much damage off and just couldn't quite get the kills off in that rest of the team fight. And that's all it takes. Just like one on a team fight to just go a little bit out of your favour and they'll just punish you so hard. Because
Yeah.
that what I'm I'm a big King Arthur fanboy, but Stanks getting that ult on Fizzle, it just takes out so much damage from the team fight for so long and does so much damage to the carry. I think for me that was like one of the biggest factors in the team fight dying. But also, it's so unfortunate for Burns to die in such a crucial moment right in the back line.
Such a crucial moment, and he managed to get away so often with like a little bit of health. He managed to get out, so I kind of thought he might be able to do it again, but it just wasn't quite enough to get away. But yeah, as we're seeing in the chat, Big Dutty Revolution
Yeah,
managed to secure the first game.
BDR for
That
the
was
win.
very even, though, I have to say, and I'm really excited to see the next match. I wonder if we'll get a third. But yeah, fantastic stats, fantastic play, fantastic teamwork and synergy from both teams. So I think what we'll do is we'll just take a 5-minute break before we go into the next battle, and we'll be back with you guys very shortly. Is that all right, Jodie?
Sounds good to me.
Big Daddy Stanks in the chat, you love it.
See you guys very soon. Welcome back, everybody. Unfortunately, my wonderfully talented co-commentator has not returned from her break, so I'm going to have to carry this chat until we start the next game. But let's just queue for to spectate in case we can get straight into it and try to avoid this awkward situation for as much as we can. But what a game that was. I mean, if I had the stats available, unfortunately I can't quite see that from the history, but every player putting up really nice numbers for their role. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for telling us that she's coming. I mean, the team fights were so close every time. It looks like, honestly, it felt like one ability missing or hitting could change the course of that entire game. Here she comes. Cat's getting involved in the stream as well. Lodo is Beth's cat's name, by the way.
Hey, sorry, I've got lots of animals up here. I'll be here soon. Bear with me.
No worries.
Go away. Go away. Leave the cat alone.
It's cool. We're just we've already queued the spectate. I'll just get the headphones on now.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry. My cat managed to run upstairs and then the dog chased her and now she's trapped in this room with me. So I don't know how that's gonna happen. So maybe you might hear some meowing in it for a bit. But I'm here.
Great. It'd be good to get a third commentator in the game. Some back. I hope I hope someone plays Pastet.
Yeah, she's probably saying that right now. Okay, let me just message them and say we're ready to go.
Yeah, do it.
I can't get over that game. Like, it was so good, so close, and obviously you could tell that they were working really, really hard. So
yeah,
I wonder if we're going to see anything change in the bands for the next set.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, like I felt like I could hear the screams all the way from Langley of Charlie getting so annoyed when he died to like Yana and Cameron and that. And similarly, I could probably hear a German scream somewhere when Charlie got the kill back on Yana.
Yeah, I did. I was wondering on that.
Yeah.
I'm having a FaceTime drink session with Yana later, so I'll get the tea on that.
Yeah. in terms of actual like tactics and who's going to get banned, maybe I don't know. I feel like it was such a close game. I couldn't really pick any one god out for that really swung the game. To be fair, I thought Dizzy Wisp saved their team so many times with the Geb plays. Like the shields were so good. At one point, I saw like an objective, like clear, lifesaver shield. So maybe we could see Geb being banned. Although that would mean you'd have to ban Khepri and Geb if you don't mind the Geb also being in the ban pool. Maybe we could see. I mean, for me, I definitely would ban King Arthur if I were Baroonies. I think Stanks is so. Oh, what's the? Could you text me the match password? For some reason, they put a password on the spectate thing.
Yeah, let me ask them now.
Thanks. That was not part of the specs of the spectate details. Wonder if it's just no. Well, let me know when you hear it.
Yeah.
Who set up the game, man?
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. We will join shortly, but
yeah, we'll be there shortly.
Yeah, I mean, are you still messaging at the moment? Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, so sorry. I'm just dealing with them.
No worries. That is fine. Well, here we are. We're in the game. I think they're banning now, as far as I can see. Can you see on the Discord call? You're good.
It's not showing up with anything, and my cat is running all over the computer. So this is going to be a fun game for me.
Nice.
Let me just see if I can get somebody to get my cat downstairs.
well, if our dad is still in the chat, he could probably hear us.
Yeah.
Complaining about the cat. Although knowing he will accidentally bring the dogs upstairs. Anyway, Athena ban, first ban for Baroonies, and Kepri first ban for Charlie's Angels. It was fairly standard. I mean, at least it's funny how Carrick's was bigging up Athena jungle so much, although he's not actually going to play it.
Yeah,
ban,
but do you know what? I've seen Charlie play Athena jungle as well, so it does work. Stanks OP, Stanks MVP, hashtag Big Daddy Revolution, hashtag now on a real might as well.
Stanks is OP for sure.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, SL3. I moved away from Slough. I know exactly what it's like. JL_crook. I know exactly what Slough's like, and this is a wholesome community. So
apart from Vanatos, I swear that was almost identical bans, and yeah, without Janus ban. Thanos was being banned instead. Looks like Cameron Rojo wants to snap in that Janus straight away. That should be really good. I love to see. I love watching Janus in general, but especially Cameron's Janus should be pretty highlight reel-esque.
Janus is very, very strong in this map. So I think that would be really interesting to see. And I was really surprised when I did say to Cameron, why aren't you playing Janus? He said, because I think that I'm better with Thoth. And I was like, okay, well, you're really good with Janus. He said, no, I don't think so. We're about to see how good he is with Janus. He's very, very good with Janus. So
I think he's better with Janus, personally.
Is Charlie hovering Arachne, or is he locking her in?
Why wouldn't you go with Tsukiyomi again?
Nah, he's going to go with Pele. He's going to go with Pele.
But Pele's banned. Pele's banned.
I really think that, yeah. Oh...
Pele.
He's hovering. I know he's putting on a show. I know he's putting on a show.
Oh, I really wish he hovered Kumbhakana.
Yeah, why didn't you hover Kumbhakana?
Yeah.
Oh, my cat's on my keyboard, sorry.
Wait, Jean-Qui solo. That should be interesting. Vizaminizel locks in Izanami instantly as well. Which is fair enough.
Very, very strong. Very, very
Izanami
strong
being one of Vizaminizel's favourite characters to play, if not her top god.
Right,
So
I've seen
Gengar
play Zunquay solo. It slaps. So if we'll just have to see if it works against this King Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yes, certainly like one of the more viable mages to go in solo lane for sure. And he's one of the more naturally tanky mages out there in terms of his base stats, but he's still got to build him that way.
You have to counter him with Tainted Steel as a starter item. You can't use Bluestone, otherwise you will just get shredded. You know, you won't have any counter against him.
Well, I don't know. King Arthur Bluestone is so much damage. I think it's still fairly good. Although Tainted Steel is probably, I don't know, late game wise, it's going to be probably better payoff than Bluestone. Bluestone just falls off so much in comparison to the other starters, as far as most people would say so anyway. And the Fenrir ban for Charlie's Angels, I think they didn't quite like Burns going for that.
Three bans Burns,
which
is really interesting. And they're banning against...
That's funny how...
Carrick to the mid.
Yeah, Carrick's hovered Disco, and they were like, no, locking King Arthur. And now they're banning Disco. They kind of showed their cards a little bit.
They don't want to face that. Oh, especially in those team fights when they're also close together. The Nuar. We've seen what Nuar can do in.
Oh, please lock in Set. Please lock in Set, Burns. I beg you. I'd love to see Set. I really want to see you play Set. So good. By far the best character for jungle in terms of the SPL, and I'm really excited to see how he gets on with him. Scylla hovering. Yep, locked in for Carrick. So honestly, I swear, like overall, maybe this is like almost like a perfect blend of comfort picks and top meta picks for both teams. What do you think?
I think that it's interesting that Charlie's Angels have gone for a very similar team to what they played last time, whereas Baroonies have gone completely different.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know. I don't know if that's a mistake from Charlie's Angels. Maybe they're just confident in their play style. But now, I mean, you know, they've just played against these characters. They know how to do it differently this time. You know, apart from Scylla, obviously in mid, which is going to be different for Cameron to face against. But I mean, I don't know. Is that a mistake? Is that a good thing to do? Are they just so confident in these characters? Should they have banned these characters? Like what? I don't really know what to make of it, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the majority of the improvements for either team could just be individual choices, like the way you play the characters, not the characters themselves. So I'm really, I'm all for Charlie's Angels picking pretty much almost the same team because they're going to be so comfortable with these characters anyway that they're going to be able to adapt even better with them. And Scylla scales much better than Ra, although it does mean you don't have that much team healing. You don't have a healer in the team at this with this composition. So maybe that does weaken the team a little bit.
Neither team do. Apart from there's life still. Set has a heal built in. Sobek has a heal built in. Zonkri obviously a massive part of his kit. King Arthur has a heal built in. Tsukiyomi is probably going to build life steal.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit of healing across the. Well, Set can heal like crazy if you get a load of damage off. So that can be.
But not his allies, you know.
Zong is so heal focused. I think. Yeah, I mean, if I imagine Stanks will probably go Tainted Steel, and that'll do a lot of work because it will actually it applies something to the rest of the team, maybe apart from Janus, depending on whether he goes Soul Gem late game.
I think it is absolutely pivotal that Big Dusty Stanks builds Tainted Steel first against Zonkoi because Lifesteal is such an amazing part of her kit that unless you build it, you're not going to have anything to counter with.
Apart from maybe more damage. I don't know. This is a solo lane thing anyway. But I mean, the thing is, with solo, you can win lane all you like, and maybe that will help like the game in the start of the game, in the mid game. But really, the job of the solo laner is to basically fill in the holes with the items for the team that will help you counter the rest of the team as a whole, not just the other solo laner that you're playing against. So Tainted Steel has a much better argument for the sake of the rest of the composition for Baroonies, but also I mean, say for example, if you're against an AA based solo laner, I mean even if you're not, and you see a double hunter composition you're playing against, or like an ADC mage in mid lane, you're probably going to want to go Witchblade at some point, even if you're not up against an AA based solo, just because that's your job as a solo laner. But we'll see what Stanks chooses to do, because he chose to not build either item that I thought was the way to complete the build earlier on, with either Void Shield or Glad Shield. Actually chose to go Mail of Renewal, which is interesting.
We'll just have to see. I haven't got visuals on the current.
That's really. Can you not see my Discord stream?
It's paused.
It's
just
sure?
I think it's just the resolution. Even what's it called?
Oh really?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, Monkey Boy.
It
Could go either way, absolutely. And both, as we saw from the last game, they're both very, very close in skill set. Those team fights came out incredibly close. The map control, yes, was more in favour of Charlie's Angels in the first game, but then Baroonies Merchants had the best team fighting capabilities until the late game, where it was one opportunity. Neath really started to come back, and that was doing some serious damage at that point. I've already got a cat track. She's climbing the bookcase right now as we speak. So let's have a close up of that. Let's see the starter items. What's King Arthur building? He's gone Bluestone. I think that's a mistake, but I could be wrong. We'll see. We will see. Because if you can't adapt to the enemy team, it shows that it could work not well for you. You could have I build this for this character every single time. I build because it works. I build cooldown and 10 on this mage because it works every single time. Yeah, okay, that works. Obviously, if you're going against a god that has a lot of healing built into their kit, you're going to want to build anti-heal because, otherwise you have nothing to counter them, because every time you damage them, they're just going to heal off you again. It does nothing. You're just going to end up taking damage and they're just going to be fully healed. So when you have a god like Zonkoi against you, you have to build against that. You just do. It's part of the kind of balance of the game. Not building against it, it really depends how high a skill a player you are. And obviously, Big Dirty Stanks Stanks, I got it right, is a very skilled player. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see if he decides to build Pestilence first, or I don't know. What do you think?
Take so much poke. Yeah, I think it's a toss up. Honestly, like I think you will do better early game and mid game with the Bluestone, but overall late game, I think you just struggle a little bit more than you would if you'd go with Tainted Steel. And it's not that Tainted Steel's a bad early game item. I just think Bluestone snowballs harder, ever so slightly. I think that's just pretty much the summary of the whole thing, and we'll see how it turns out. I mean, the thing is, that's the thing. It's the lane clear that's such a big deal for Arthur, and you get look at this, level 2 straight to level 3, and the lane's already cleared. It's just like you don't really get that with many other characters. You see that with Tyr occasionally, but that's about it really. And I think there's so much value.
How does Arthur do against? He manages to do that damage against Zonkoi, but when he heals it all up again, like.
That's fine. I mean, you don't. I mean, it's not the idea to. Obviously, it's nice to kill the enemy solo laner, but if both players play well, then, if that's the case, then no one's going to get any kills, and you just want to win lane better, and like stop your opposition solo laner from getting as much gold by getting the minions to tower, and Bluestone does that better for you. But I mean, that's what I mean. Like I think Tainted Steel would scale better in terms of how it will fare against the rest of the Baroonies.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of mana pots and a lot of health pots, and that confuses me because for me, I always build health chalices and multi potions. What do you think about the kind of starting potions for solo?
Usually I go multi-pots, if I'm Arthur, for example. I don't really often go mana pots ever. Oh boy, what a pluck from Dizzy to save Fizzle and Izzle. I'm not sure if he would have quite died, but yeah, that's got to be rough for Stunk to not get a successful gank. But Fizzle's going straight out of a tower again. I'm not sure if this is safe. Although Dizzy gets a bunch of damage onto Stunk there. That was nice. Just a little bit cagey. Maybe they're all a bit nervous.
I think they are. I think they don't want to throw this time.
Yeah. What was
no one threw though. That's the thing. It's about going. Hey, no, this is it. It's either make or break. But we have decided that if it's winter, Baroonies will reschedule their next match just because one of their players is feeling a little bit unwell. So we need to kind of. But if that happens, so we'll make that clear to the other team.
Oh, okay, sure.
So,
that's fair.
But I think they know that this is. It's important, to them. It's best of 3. It's how far they've managed to get in that. Carrick's has got that escape though with that Scylla, which is quite nice to be able to go to. I think actually every single one of Tsukiyomi doesn't have an escape, does he? Doesn't have like a leap or anything.
He gets movement speed off his 2, but that's about it really.
Yeah.
He's a lot more damage focused, so suffers slightly into compared to other junglers in terms of like the utility that the lack of a leap would get you, but still the amount of damage they have is really nice, and therefore Soka's going to get nerfed as a result. But here comes Burns with the blink in, doesn't quite get enough damage off for Stunk, but
not realising that his Nanami's managing to come in there with that creep, with he managed to go underground, and I think they're going to secure the kill on Ganesha. Oh, what an amazing play from Set. That was brilliant. He just gets so much healing, especially now he's got ult. That was brilliant to manage to secure us come in, and you might see the way that Izanami just kind of snuck in from around the side to help them go through that. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not really sure what you can do if you're MVD the Night Fury there, because you've got a 3-man attack, and then your carry has to run away otherwise, and they can't do any damage to help you to help heal you. So I think you just got to yeah, just accept the death, unfortunately. But there you go.
Yeah.
I think that means that blue team are now ahead in gold. After that kill, you can see the gold difference shooting up from that last kill. The XP difference has actually been in the favour of Baroonies for a fair while, interestingly.
Hmm. I'm just seeing what I can do to sort out my resolution. So if you could just steer the ship for a few minutes while I just try and sort out as much as I can.
That's cool. I'm not really sure what we can do on our end, as our upload speed is just crap.
No, it's not you at all. It's me. I'll see. Just leave it with me for a little bit.
Okie dokie. So again, because it's a magical solo, looks like Stanks is choosing to go with the same build path at the start, which is totally fair enough. And yeah, I'm really fascinated to the choice of mana pots there, because maybe you just know you're going to get Scorpion every time with Bluestone and get the healing off that. But I don't know, I've always found myself more comfortable with mana multi-pots, because you get to do a bit more damage, take a bit more damage, and get the benefit of the extra health from multi-pots. And we see Burns coming in for a gank here. I'm not sure if they expect it. The wards are there, but now they only just start to run away. Burns gets so much damage off reset. It's a great shell. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough though. Usually Night Fury just has to run away. But Burns is now level 8 and so far ahead, having gotten 2 kills for his team. That's super nice. That's why Set's so strong, just gets into lane so quickly. But now, because his Sunk's coming in against a half health level 8 Set, not sure if he'll be able to get anything out of this, and if he overextends it might be a bit troublesome, because MVG the Night Fury is not going to be able to follow up. He's going straight in. This is a 1v3 here. Gets so much damage to Fizzle and Nizzle. Can't quite get into the kill, he's going to die for it. That's so unfortunate. That is the Charlie 1v3 right there.
Oh, I'm so gutted that I missed it. I'm literally just trying everything that I can to get to see better. I'm gonna have to just deal with it. Just deal with it. What
Dizzy is coming really hard, far in. So Burns gets another gank in duo lane against Stanks. Was it Stank? It was Stank. Sorry. It looks like Wisp may be in trouble here. I'm not sure if he will die. Or he tries to get a really greedy 2 off.
I think he gets a little heal from that. He's got his dash, isn't he?
Yeah, but then so Burns is on half health after that gank. Stunk comes in for the gank, and pretty much overextends and tries to go for a 1v3 to try and finish off Fizzle and Nizzle, and dies for it. And gives and Burns gets a 4th kill now. I mean, that was a 3rd kill on Big Dotty Stunk. Now gets the 4th kill, and he's so fed now. He's level 9 as a jungler. That's so nice such a nice situation to be in.
I've just missed so much. I've literally just come back in and then just Set is just level 9. Like.
Yeah, I mean, this is Set for you. I mean, Set played like this is so hard to deal with. Now, this is interesting. I mean, Charlie's Angels have to play so safe now to try and avoid Burns getting any more fed. Now,
absolutely.
It looks like.
Can you put up some player damage stats for me?
Oh, for sure.
Thank you.
It's 5, isn't it? That one. Yeah, there we go. Actually beating out Stanks in terms of player damage, which was by far not the case at this stage of the game last game. He was head and shoulders above the rest, but now... Actually, I'm really impressed with Stank doing that much damage as well in the duo lane. It's pretty good going. And this is an interesting situation.
So much damage in that, from that perspective.
Gets the knock on the wrong
that's fantastic.
character.
It's nice to see actually quite a mix of numbers. You can see where we're at. And can you just do gold as well?
Gold per minute or overall gold? Oh, this is this one, right?
I can't see the title. XP per minute, there we go.
Sorry, just getting through the buttons. Made us a kill for this,
right,
but here comes Burns. He's going for a gank. He's going around the long way round.
Oh no! Is it not manages to duck out of the Ganesha ult though? It does mean that Dizzy Wisp might be in a little bit of trouble. But
5-0.
I think she's trying to save herself instead of finishing off the kill. But you know the ult's coming in. But Sukiyori blinks in and is ulting Dizzy Wisp, who leads him further down towards his army. It might be a mistake. The set is now going in against him, managing just to hold him off a little bit. But they should retreat now if they do want to survive. He's not going to, and he pays for it. Scylla manages to come in and ult him. Oh, it wasn't even an ult, it was just a 2. Oh, now she's going into ult.
Yeah, it was just the 2. Oof.
That was insane.
This is a much
That
better
was
game.
insane. I wonder why Connor stayed in that fight. I really want to know what he was thinking. I think he was just trying to dodge Scylla's ability, and she
Yeah,
managed to hit it.
I'm not sure. I feel like it was just trying to punish Stunk for going in so hard, and it almost got the punish off, and he did get a kill in in that fight overall. So I don't know. Yeah, really hard to see the perspective from their perspective, because we get to see everything from a top down view. You get to see all the mistakes made and all the good plays, but in the moment, it's so easy to miss those fine details. Everything's happening in the duo lane. Solo lane has been pretty much a stalemate the whole game. Literally, like, we could just see Stanks hitting level 12, having farmed a little bit better, having won the lane a little bit. That's the power of Bluestone. But I feel like Gengar is actually doing even better with what's that god name? Never play it. Zonkui, yeah, literally, like,
yeah, he's
it's not
about
really
to
a
build
god
Warlock Staff. Well, you love a bit of Warlock
Oh,
Staff.
nice, that's cool.
I would have liked to see Vampiric Shroud as a starter item just to give him a bit more oomph.
Yeah.
Maybe that means he would have been able to kind of secure the lane a bit more. But I mean, the lane looks fairly even. I know that the amount of damage is different, but you know, no deaths on either side right now. They're both level 12. I think that it's working really well, you know, for him. And as soon as he gets Warlock Staff built and starts stacking those minions, it's going to be a different game.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what it's going to be like overall at the end of the game, because I mean, Warlock Staff as a completed item is really strong. It's just pretty hard to stack it. I mean, if you're in a losing lane at that point, you might struggle. I don't know. Maybe we'll see Stanks get a kill in solo for the first time this game, just because Gengar's played so well.
He has played extremely well, and it's very tough to go against.
Yeah,
so
purely because of
really
the difficulty in stacking Warlock Staff. But that said, also going a damage item off boots, I'm not sure about what the rest of the build path for Gengar will be. I'm not sure if he's going to go full damage or like a hybrid, and not going for as tanky a solo compared to your counterpart. I don't know how that's going to fare in terms of like an overall build, or like the team composition, how they'll do in team fights, and I don't really know what that was there in the duo lane.
I'm not sure. I missed it. I'm having serious lags. I'm trying to keep up as much as I possible, guys. Sorry, but I'm just saying.
Well, to be objective, MVG the Night Fury missed her ult and her dash, and Baroonies got a bunch of tower damage for it. But that's
guys,
that's
in
the way
the Twitch chat, you're going to have to enlighten me, because I don't know what these references are to Martin Kennedy, Barker, Bullyman. I don't know what this is. So let us know in the chat.
Do you know Barker? Do you know Bullyman?
Do you know someone? No, I don't. I really actually don't.
Yeah, it's lost on both of us, unfortunately. I'm usually one I love a reference, but that's not for me, unfortunately. For someone that's going in on Stank here, with the level difference, she might win the fight, but Stank probably recognises that, so plays back correctly. I'm
getting confused, man. You're gonna have to say Medusa and Tsukiyomi
hey,
and all of that, because I don't know who's who.
You don't have to understand what I'm saying. I'm just trying to
that's
create a narrative. I'm creating a narrative for everyone. It's more important the audience get to see what's going on.
Yeah, I know. But then how am I supposed to say anything?
Well, you could just...
like the blue one there with the purple thing is doing a shoot.
Hey, I mean, yeah, I don't know if you... I mean, I don't know. I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that commentators don't really listen to each other that much, and they just say their own part. And, oh, there we go. That's the solo kill on Gengar. That's unfortunate.
Wasn't it?
Well, it's not what I was looking for. It's just what I expected if you build Warlock Staff on in a losing matchup. It's unfortunate. It's a shame we didn't get to see that, because it would have been nice to see the context of how he quite got caught out. But yeah, now that's really rough, because now Stanks is going to get even more of a lead. May hit level 16 before Gengar hits level 15, and that's just going to be a bit of a rough game. Especially when I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of the Emperor's Armor.
It's a losing matchup. I'm not a massive fan of Emperor's Armor, but I don't think this is a losing matchup. I think once you get fully stacked Warlock Staff, not only is that a lot of health, but it is a lot of power as well. I would like to see Breastplate of Valor. I would like to see Vanquished Talon or Typhon's Fang. I would like to see, you know, maybe a health item or something like
This
that.
is going to
Maybe
be
something like Shield of
close.
Reaper. I'm not sure how it works, but this is going to be a
Burns is
very,
going
very, very
straight
interesting
in.
tower dive. I don't know if it's going to be successful. Is the healing
Yeah,
going to be
that's
enough? It's not.
unfortunate.
Medusa manages to finish off going for our sins as he tries to dive the tower.
And here
And
comes
Big Daddy
Stunk.
Stunk is coming around, and I think he might decide to ult them to finish him off. No, he
No.
doesn't need to, as he manages to secure the kill on Fizzle Manizzle. There's the ult. He manages
nice
to save
Aegis,
a bit
but
later
yeah.
to go for Janice, and I think he might try and go for the. Would that be a? That's the triple kill, right? No, that's a double kill, so he might go for the triple, but it's just not enough. Really, really wish I could see properly.
That was a triple. Well, not triple. You know, for one player, but 3 players down. That was so unfortunate. I mean, Burns may be a little bit overextended trying to go for that tower dive without much support, and just couldn't quite get the hits off to kill without having to, you know, run away before, and then dies anyway without getting that much damage off. And then, you know, that was a really well timed gank from Stunk to follow up and, you know, catch them when they were really weak. This is I mean, all of a sudden, look at the change in XP and gold. Now, Charlie's Angels are really, you know, massively got the game back in their favour, just off basically a few exchanges and losing fights in a big way. That's such a shame.
Absolutely, it can change in an instant. Absolutely, once you start getting several items online, you're like, I know this god, I know how much power they have. So, you know, and I think that the lifesteal from Zonkuri is going to give him some extra sustain later on, especially in those team fights coming in with a lot of those kind of really, you get those wide area of effects abilities stealing that life and giving him extra sustain so he can stay in, and he doesn't have to necessarily be extremely tanky, but he can do a lot of damage a bit later on, which might come in a lot of handy, especially with Set's healing as well. A lot of sustain in those team fights.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, well, before what you were saying about a losing matchup, I mean, mainly I'm going off what we were seeing here in that, you know, Gengar's lost the tower is a bit of a level down. He is losing the matchup, unfortunately, but I think, you know, Arthur is, you know, one of the top solo laners. Will probably beat a lot of
I hate King Arthur
strange
so much.
solo
You know how I feel about King Arthur.
Yeah,
I hate King Arthur.
we're seeing we could have seen a rotation from Carrick's going here, but now we're going to see maybe a 2-on-1 here. Here we go again. But getting the follow up from MVG the Night Fury, so maybe it's not that bad. He's going in with just all his 3 abilities, not committing with the ult just yet, and actually baits the ult from Fizzle Manizzle, and that might just be enough to dissuade them from going in. But I'm really happy.
Zonkuri has come over to the duo lane because he knows there's going to be a team fight. Let's go, but we're going to have a rotation in as well. There's the Ganesha ult.
That was a sick ult.
That box, if you're squishy, that does mean that you're going to be in quite a situation.
Stanks is here as well.
That's going to be it for Izanami. King Arthur's
just
chasing her, but
Cameron
to him out and saves her life. What a portal! That was incredible, CC. But now King Arthur decides to ult somebody else.
Burns dies. He's left alone.
Safely backing, but what a portal from Janice there. I mean, why didn't we play? This is next time Cameron says I'm not very good with Janice.
Yeah, show this clip. Yeah, someone clip it.
1 hour and 54 of this stream.
I mean, it's a shame because literally everyone else died, but that was a pretty nice portal at that point. I mean, you know, getting a little highlight out of that really unfortunate situation is really nice to see that. It could have been a 4 for 0, but only a 3 for 0 at this point. Now, pretty much a free gold fury for Charlie's Angels. It's not looking good for Baroonies. What do you think they can do at this point in the game now where they've lost a tier 2 in duo lane? What's the next best thing they can try and do to get back into the game?
I'm trying to suss that out myself because it's really hard to see on my screen. It looks like, although, you know, Set is hard carrying at the moment for Baroonies Nurchies, they are down on towers, significantly so. So I think they really need to focus on farming. I think they need to get the Gold Fury. I think they need to get the Scorpions. I think they need to maybe do some rotations and maybe try and steal the enemy farms. If you ward their buffs, you see where they're at in their farm, you can just go to the other part of their farm and you can take it. So I'd like to see some wards, I'd like to see some Scorpions, I'd like to see some grouping up. I know that's all kind of very generalistic talk, but I think that might just be what they need to do at this stage to win the game back. Not much you can do if you're being out-farmed. You just need to get as much as you can.
Yeah,
Be quite
more.
that was quite bold there, but I think that he's still going in with the ult. It's going to finish him off. He's not going to manage to sustain it. He just doesn't have the healing to get away from the King Arthur and the Tsukuyomi. It's just not enough, and I think that might be a little bit of trouble as well in the jungle for Dizzy Wisp, especially with the Ganesha ult coming through and King Arthur just managing to ult Rishi right there.
Yeah,
I think that the Big Dutty Revolution may have just brought it back.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, when it's pretty much like the fight has been won when you ult a carry like that. It's so rough if you're a carry getting hit by that, because you're just out of the fight for so long, and the rest of the team can position around the end of the ult, and that's a bit rough. I mean, we didn't actually see Fizzle drop the beads there to get out of the ult even earlier. Both the relics are up actually by the end of that. And now the last tier 2, well, tier 2 for mid-falls, they only got one tier 2 left. This is actually turning into a game which is a little bit more one-sided by the end of it. Even though Baroonies started so well, all of a sudden everything has gone in the favour of Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, it's a real shame because it was such a tight matchup, and then it seemed that Baroonies Merchies just had quite a really strong lead at the beginning, and then Charlie's Angels just brought it back, and they've doubled the amount of kills that they originally had, and now I think that they are doing very, very, very well to hold this game and dominate the map. So, you know, when I originally said, don't know if sticking with these gods is a good idea, it seemed to work out quite well for them, so not too mad with that.
Yeah, I mean, Tsukuyomi is such a top god pick anyway, but under the hands of Stunk, pretty strong. He's got so much experience with the god and knows how to play him, even if he builds Bumba's spear instead of Bumba's hammer. I wonder if he'll take me out, like he'll start questioning me over that, but I know I'm right. Don't boo me, I'm right. How's your internet, Lizzie? Are you there?
Yeah, it's bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. My phone's going off. I'm just having a chat. As Cameron's having a little bit of internet issues too, so I'm trying to sort it out.
Okay.
I'm here.
Going into Cameron.
Nice
Aegis.
What's it, Aegis? Nice Aegis. Nice shell. Even though the Ganesha ult manages to get rid of it, but, he does manage to ult away from it, and that ult is there for anybody else to escape. But there comes Okoye securing the kill. I think that King Arthur is just going to focus him afterwards, but if we can get the healing from him, it might not be too much of an issue. There's the ult for Camelot forever long. I don't know if Suncree is going to manage to get out of this. He's just going to sustain for as long as he can. Jump away.
He's so close.
I don't know if he's going to manage to get away. He manages to get the healing. Janus coming in and saving him. He's getting Janus support through it all. He's chasing him all the way back to the Titan, but he's not going to finish it off. Janus support. Look at this. It's ridiculous.
He might be in trouble here as well.
He's got so much healing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Carrick cleans it up. That was so sick.
That was a mistake. That was such a mistake. What a shame. A surrender vote has started. No, don't surrender. Oh, guys.
Sad.
It's such a shame because someone on their team is poorly anyway, and you know, it's kind of like, can we rearrange the things? We'll play one more game. You know, if we lose, then fine. But if we win, do you mind if we reschedule the other one? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Blah, blah, blah. It's just a wholesome thing. So it's been such fun to watch such a good game. And you know, if it ends poorly for Baroonies Merchies, like, it doesn't really matter because, you know, we play together all the time. It's good fun. We know Charlie. We know Josh. We know Amy. I'm sure we'll get to know the other stinky guys. You know.
Stinky guy.
I prefer it to Big Dutty Revolution. I prefer stinky guys.
I'm sure they like it too.
It looks like Baroonies Merchants are in a little bit of a tricky situation as not only one of their Phoenixes is down, but one of their others is under assault. It looks like Tsukuyomi is now going for the Pyromancer. Are they going to go for Fire Giant? I think they could take Fire Giant.
They could maybe. Well, they don't really have the wards out right now. Interestingly, I mean, they've got a few really far forward, but I don't know. I feel like they could have maybe forced that. Well, I mean, maybe we have to really know what their perspective is, because I mean we can see that Fizzle is all the way in the left jungle, They probably would have been good on it if they had went for it, but maybe they probably thought it would just be a throw at that point. Oh, and Stanks TP's in on the wall, straight in on the 3 of Baroonies, but they're not gonna.
That was some skills.
Yeah, that was nice.
Wait, you mean Stanks, not Stank?
Yeah,
right?
Stanks. Yeah.
Can you just say Medusa? Because I'm like, why did Medusa get a teleport rune? No, it's fine, mate. I'm kidding. Somebody needs to look at the left Phoenix because that wave is going to demolish it. So I'm hoping that I'm going to see somebody go back to that left Phoenix. Otherwise, it's not going to go well. So back here, he's not a damage dealer. I'm not sure he's going to manage to do it. Maybe somebody else will. We need to think about Gold Fury because we want those fire minions, both teams as well. So, I'm hoping that, I can see that that's been warded by both teams, but I'm just hoping that somebody thinks about getting it. But it just looks like King Arthur is going to put his arm in quite a bit of trouble. Hopefully she manages to get away. They're doing a pinging. Ganesha ult down. She's dead.
I ain't sure about that.
coming in to try and save her. Burn for our sins coming in with Set. Does Set have ult? Yes, Set has ult. But he's not going to use it. He's just trying to come in. And then he runs away.
I mean, I think he recognised that was just a bad situation to go in. It was always going to be losing. That was rough. I mean, I understand the idea for Fizzle to try and split push and try and get a tower. Against the tower, I guess. But yeah, now all of a sudden they're probably going to lose a Phoenix. Such a shame. And
it is a real shame. And really, honestly, the difference in this game versus the difference in the other game, I think...
Oh, Carrick's falls out to burns. Nice.
I think that it isn't reflective of their skill at all. You obviously saw in the first game how close it was, and I just think that maybe it's just too hard, especially if you're poorly, and it's just one of those things. I really hope that they don't surrender. I really hope that they see it through, and we can enjoy it, and we'll have a rematch. We'll do joust, and we'll do arena tournaments, and we'll do all mage tournaments, and we'll do a duel tournament. I would really like to do a purely crit based tournament.
That would be
like you can only build crit items, no boots.
Smite of duty. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Duty, yeah. I mean,
like hunters only, crit only.
We're talking like the game's all over already. I mean, I don't know. We've seen some crazy comebacks on this stream.
We have seen some crazy comebacks. I do think that this game is pretty much over. I don't think there's anything much that they can do. I think the reason they're not surrendering is it's an honourable thing, isn't it? So let's see this game through to the end. We might still be able to do this if we win a team fight. Then maybe a chance we can win. Let's get to full build. Let's see what they can do. We might get the Phoenix back, but it is. It's not offensive to say that Charlie's Angels are winning. They are winning this game right now a lot. They've got more kills, they've got more gold, they've got more towers, they've got Fire Giant, they've got Phoenix. They've all level 20. It is a very one-sided game. It doesn't mean that Baroonies Merchies are a bad team. We know absolutely far from it. There's been some incredible plays from Baroonies Merchies, and I'm not just saying that because I'm dating one of them and it's my best friend. I'm genuinely saying that, we can see it. It's plain as day. We've seen that skill in the commentating when we've been going, play by play. We've seen that something amazing is happening from that. It is just an unfortunate game, and that's how things happen when you play Smite. Just happens. Sometimes you lose to a worse team, and sometimes
big words.
You win against a better team. No, it's true. Sometimes you win against. When I say a better team or a worse team, I mean like in that game in particular. Let's say,
Not applying that to this game at all. No.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that there's. I'm not. I would never.
Oh,
say
Burns
that.
gets melted. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was so sudden as well. No, I would never say that there's a strictly worse and a strictly better team. I would say that the performance and the grouping up and the tactics. I'm not going to say that all these people are better at Smite than this team, because that's just not the case. It's about play by play. You can be very, very good but have bad games. Look at Rexy, one of the top duel players in the world. He can 1v1 anybody, but in Conquest he's not great. So it's not really about whether you're good or bad at Smite. It's about Conquest itself and the objectives and grouping up, warding, looking at positioning. There's so much complex to it, which is exactly why we've decided to do a tournament. So I think that it's just really unfortunate this game they haven't been able to communicate maybe as well as the other team. But Janice again doing I love that portal when you see somebody drop through it.
Yeah, he hits it so much, honestly.
Yeah, he's really good at hitting it. Yeah.
I mean, it's always a little. Oh my goodness, he hits two people with it. That's crazy. I mean, if he's got a bunch of frontliners in front of him, it's pretty safe to do it. But usually, there's like, oh man, the Janus player uses his escape to do damage, and
Yeah,
he's
it's back online
doing
as well,
work,
so he can
man.
come straight in and he can look after those minions that are coming on the right lane. I think they might be relying on minions, but to be honest, if Set dove, he could get Scylla. He'd have to rely on the rest of the team to go, but I think Medusa's going to finish off the left Phoenix, and they're just going to go for it. It doesn't look like Set actually even attacking the minions.
Eternal siege, really, and the right
Set
Phoenix has already fallen.
Going for the minions. When I looked at it, then it didn't look like he was fighting them.
Not sure. It looks like they're going to go. Where are they going? Because they've already got Fire Giant buff. The Fury is down. They're just going to farm a bit more jungle camps. I don't know. I feel like they could probably try and hem them in and push the middle Phoenix here. Just siege them for ages and bait them out.
They still have Fire Giant. They have two Phoenixes down with Titans half health. They could dive. They could finish. I just think that
maybe they're just getting their full builds.
There's the possibility that they could be made to pay for it. I don't know. They seem to be longing it out though. Definitely. They're thinking it's not over yet. I want to get some more kills in.
Yeah. One of their players is ill. Let's make them suffer.
No, they don't know this. I haven't spoken to them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Blue team's right Phoenix has respawned. Woohoo!
For how long?
I'm not too sure.
Looks like Fizzle's gone for more of her faithful builds in comparison to the more standard build you see that she built last game. So interesting choices.
I think she made that build for Neath in particular, but she knows what she can build on. And I mean, it worked. You know, I'm not a massive fan of Atlanta's Burn Rage, but it works for her. You know, she does get the pen, the attack speed, and the crit that she needs, just in a slightly different method to the one that we do it. But you know, still, she has got that clear well. She's just not getting the opportunities to farm much. She does look like she is in the base at the moment. I think that she's going to try and push up the left lane, and that's really all they can do. They've not been given the opportunity. They haven't been given the opportunity. That's literally it. They're just the sheer map control and dominance from Charlie's Angels. Right from the minute they managed to turn the game around, they did not release control of the map, and that's what else. What can you do at that stage? You have to stay in this tiny hidden corner.
Burns is quite out of position
until they
here.
decide when they're going to fight you.
Yeah. Oh, and the ult even for extra amount. Dizzy takes the hit from Carrick's. That's totally fine. Oh, he gets rooted though. He's going to be a bit of trouble here. The full Phoenix dive.
Oh, it's just not tanky enough to take it.
What a
He's not
beautifully
tanky enough
placed.
to take it. He's got Evolved Gauntlet. He's got Sentinel's Embrace, MP5 boots, only 90 scarf. He's just he hasn't got the health items
Oh my
online.
goodness. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a shame.
And
So
that's not
like
very tanky.
Janus and his army have got to defend against the Titan. How many portals does he have?
Yeah, he hits 3 players with that portal.
Does the ult down. Go on, ult them.
Looks like this
Go
is
on.
the end of the
He hasn't
game.
got ult. Yeah, good game. It's honestly, I mean, that was a fantastic performance from Charlie's Angels. We saw in the last game they're clearly capable of putting on a fantastic show. We managed to see that in this game. A fantastic comeback. You know, 17 assists from Ganesha, very, very involved in most of the team's kills there. It just was so. I'm so sad for Baroonies Merchies because they had such a strong start to the game and then they just didn't have the opportunity to bring it back, and one of them was poorly. It's just such a shame. But you know, I think that both teams. I'm so thrilled. I was so nervous about this, but it looks like everyone else enjoyed it well. Big Dutty Revolution for you, blood clot. I don't know. Daniel Askew, Kieran Blake. Who are these people, man? Do you just want me to shout you guys out on the channel? It was a really, really good game. You know, 22 viewers right now watching this. I know that that's not like a lot of people, but for us, it's huge to have that kind of support when there's only 10 players. So thank you guys so much for joining us for the stream. And I think what we're going to do now is we'll just have a really quick chat about the builds before we end for the evening. So Jolie, what do you think about the different builds? Bumba's Spear instead of Bumba's Hammer on set?
Yeah, that's a strange one. I mean, I'm all for Bumba's Hammer. I think it's the best item in the game, honestly, for the characters that it suits. And I honestly think maybe if you're saying that Big Dutty's tank is a bit hungover, he accidentally hit Spear instead of the Hammer in that previous game. Because it just works so well with Tsukiyomi in particular. Because his ranged autos proc the passive. It's made for Tsukiyomi. Even the Smite developers addressed that how Tsukiyomi is particularly abusing that item. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think for Set it's interesting as well. Um, Previously, I mean, before the nerf, Set was abusing the proc of Bumba's hammer from his two just automatically being cast. But now that's not the case. I still don't think Bumba Spear is the best jungle item for me, but I have the jungle is best because it's Set benefits really well from also attack speed basically. Um,
And such a strong start for Set, and then it was just
yeah, oh
such a
man,
shame that
getting
those other
so
two issues
many
have
so
managed
many
to
ganks. He was like
disappear.
5-0 up like in before 10 minutes or something. It was insane.
Mm.
I've there was Sonoval after the rework is okay. I mean, like if you look at it gives you the same protections and only has a little bit less power, a little bit more power than Stone of Binding, and that's a hell of a lot cheaper. Um, and I would have preferred a little bit more tankiness for Zhongqi. Telekeen's Ring, I don't know. I'm not sure how you play Zhongqi, but I'm not sure if that's the one. Um,
And maybe you just needed a little bit of attack
yeah,
speed.
but
It reduces protections. I can't actually remember off the top of my head what the passive is for that. But fairly tanky. I'm not too sure about Emperor's Armor. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to go. What did you
yeah,
get?
yeah, definitely.
But again, you got that physical protection, which is ultimately what he needed to build after Lifesteal, after a stacking item, and then you needed those protections, and then he got Stone of Foul. So I don't think it's a terrible build. I really don't. I don't even think it's a bad build. I think it's a good build. I think
Yeah,
it could have just been slightly tweaked and made the difference there. Where
yeah, it's all.
is King Arthur's anti-heal? There wasn't any. He didn't
Yeah,
need it.
I
It
mean
was
they had
7-0.
so much damage. They were just winning the fight so quickly anyway.
Yeah,
I mean they did
Heartseeker.
have
Come
get,
on.
they had MVG the Night Fury building Contagion, which is some. It's okay.
Yeah.
And Medusa has inbuilt anti heal with her dash, so
Yeah.
there's a little bit in the team, but maybe I don't know. It's difficult to say because you'd say that this combo has healing almost across the whole team, and actually Art of Soul Gem there's healing in every player's kit a little bit.
Yeah.
So you'd want to see a bit more of that if you're trying very hard to stop the healing game. But they went for the damage game, and look how well it worked out for them.
Yeah, do you know what? I actually think that you can see that Ganesha built quite a lot of physical protection because of Set, and just had the passive, the magical protection from Sentinel's Embrace, Gauntlet of Thebes, and Pridwen. But even those items still give you physical protection, so a lot of physical protection there, and I get why that was needed. Quite a good choice. I'm not sure I would have done that against 3 magical people, but it obviously seemed to work. 0 through 17 assists. That's fantastic. You get the anti-heal passive and the aura of physical protection as well. And I like the Pridwen for the extra cooldown as well. Those ults were placed in just the great places, weren't they, in both games?
That Phoenix
Both
dive at
games
the
were
end with the ult
fantastic
placed
ultimate.
right behind the Phoenix. It was the perfect position. It just won the fight so well. Yeah.
Fantastic Ganesha play, yeah, really, really,
A
really.
lot more one
really,
side in the late game, and I guess that's maybe a testament to how much of a hyper carry Scylla is. Carrick's really popped off that game with the top damage. Well,
absolutely
between the
popped off. Yeah,
carries.
definitely for somebody who's not a mid main as well. Like such a performance against
Yeah.
Cameron, and you can tell that Cameron is really confident in Janus. But to have 4-1 against somebody who's a mid main and he's like a level 10 Janus, I think he's level 10 Janus. Brilliant performance from Carrick's there. Really, really well held up as well. And obviously I've got to give a shout out to the boyfriend to say like what those portals were insane. When you got the double drop through the portal, I was like,
I know,
so
right?
sick.
Yeah. That's got to be a record for the number of portals.
I think that's an achievement. Get more than one person through a portal scene. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, I think we'll call it there. I'm gonna go and console some good friends of mine and congratulate others too. So thank you so much, Joel, for your hard work with this. Thank you everyone for joining us as well. And we'll see you soon. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Yeah, we're doing another one tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so knackered, but it's fine.
Yeah, me too. I'm so poorly too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My excuse is I played football today, and that's it, pretty much.
My excuse is
the
I have
first
a
exercise of the year.
disability, so.
Yeah.
I can joke about it. It's fine. I'm allowed.
Now is a good time to end. But thank you so much for joining us, guys. It's amazing to have so many viewers, and the fact that you're all here that's really great. We're really happy to have you guys. And yeah, if you want to tune into tomorrow, that's great. And until then, have a nice evening.
We'll see you guys soon.
Bye-bye. Bye.
See you later. Bye.